our courage, time to be deployed. Make her only stand here, make her roads complete. All we waited for now, past and future meet. Get your weapons ready, kiss loved ones goodbye. Now our time is coming, and it is not the time to cry. Fight the war. Fight the war. Fight the war. Oh, who cares why we're fighting? It's about the fight. Let the right is righting, settle wrong from right. In the time of conflict, when the bullets fly, in the space of seconds, a life you cannot buy. Face the facts before you, face the simple truth. We're hopelessly outnumbered, it's tragic but it's true. Make your last formation, take the final road. Now it's time for endings, now it's time to go. Fight the war. Oh, fight the war. Fight the war.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's what I'm talking about. I'm fighting the war because it's the time right now. Yeah. I completely lost my thing. There we go. What's going on, everybody? Welcome, Arvanauts. Welcome to a. I think my mic's a little hot. Let me move that down. I have new cables that I've just gotten, and so I need to be careful not to blow away everybody when I don't mean to do that. Just give me a second whilst I fix that. I shall address that problem. Just give me a second because I want to make sure I'm not coming through too crazy and blowing everyone away, which would be unfortunate. That's not what I'm looking for. That's not what I'm looking for either. In the name of God, can you please just give me the thing that I need? Legacy settings. I don't need that either. Why can I not find the, Windows Legacy? Thank you. Thank you. There we go. All right. Let's go up to that. Let's take a look at that. Let's drop that like that. Okay. So now, can you folks hear me okay? How do I sound? How do I sound, he said. I got new cables so as not to avoid this. Do I sound okay? Am I coming through fine? Perfectly, yeah. Okay. Good. Because I got, as I say, brand new cables. So I wanted to, because I was having this little crackling thing going on, and I'm pretty sure I know why. So I wanted to make sure that I got this fixed and got this all working at the right level. So I wanted to make sure that was that was doing that. Okay, cool. Lovely. All right, wonderful. That is great. Cool. All right, so where was I? I was saying hello to everybody. I was saying hello, and I was welcoming everybody to the stream as we have a live gamebook illustration stream with a return to Sherlock Holmes, Murder at the Diogenes Clubs, live illustrated by a wonderful artist who I'm going to introduce to all of you, although you already know her. But I'm going to introduce her again in just a moment. Before I do that, though, I do want to talk about ways to support the stream. If you haven't done so already, please make sure to follow the channel. Please check out the YouTube channel with !ArvTube. Please check out the Discord with !ArvCord. Please check out the Twitter with !ArvTweets. And please retweet the stream, !tweet, as Echo was kind enough to show you right then. Please make sure to check out the website, arvanelleron.com, for all details on schedule and the Curse of Strahd podcast and things like that. And also, I haven't mentioned this in a little while, don't forget also speculatesf.com, which is my actual play podcast that I have a bunch of shows that go on as well that I do with my good friend Mr. Mike Underwood, who is, of course, a member here in good standing and is also a contributor to something, which I'm going to talk about in just a second. But before I do that, I do want to mention also the financial ways to support the stream. If you haven't done so already, please consider checking out the shop, the merchandise area, !Arv shop, where you can pick up Infinity and Beyond merchandise and hopefully other kinds of merchandise as well soon as we're able to. !Arv shop for that. !Arv Treon is the Patreon, which is currently sitting at $333.96. We actually had a new person jump on board, a new $15 person jump on board with this, and I didn't notice it because something about the alerts didn't work. So if they come back in, I will try to note them and call them out appropriately. But we are currently sitting at $333.96. Would love to get that north of $400 again. So we're charging back towards $350, and my hope is that we will get there very soon. But again, that really is the financial backbone of the channel and allows you to inspire players in our tabletop campaigns and get a bunch of other things, both for you and for the channel. So please consider supporting if you can. That would be lovely. And of course, the sub system. We have 41 subs right now. Would love to get that higher as well. Again, because that allows us to open up more emote slots and things like that. We now have 2 new emotes you can use Twitch-wide, Arvin E. Woe and Arvin E. What, and to go along with Arvin E. Hype. And of course, if you are subscribed to Tier 2, Arvin E. Quill, and Tier 3 is Arvin E. So Good. So if we're going to have another emote, which we'll be adding to that list as well. So please, if you're able to support, please jump on board and do that. If we can get to that 50 sub point limit, that would allow us, that would open up another one of those emote slots, which would be awesome. And of course, last but certainly not least, the Kickstarter for the Forbidden Library, Tales and Tomes, the Forbidden Library, which is on fire, folks. I don't know exactly what happened here. When I went to bed last night, probably about 12:30 in the morning or so, it was sitting at around, just around a little bit over 9,000, basically. And it was 9,005 or something. So it was fine, but it had actually been kind of a low day on Sunday. It had been a solid day yesterday, 9,005. And then all of a sudden, we just blew the hell up. So in the last 12 hours or so, I would say, we have made about over $1,000. In fact, we probably have made about $1,300 in the last 12 hours. And part of that is because we've had a couple of really awesome super backers who have tweeted us out and have listed us on the Critical Role Kickstarter, for example. They were able to post us in the comments sheet there, and we had a couple people come over from there and support us. But there must be someplace else where we've started to get noticed. So, I mean, this is obviously tremendous. Like, I could not be happier with this because we've still got 10 days to go. And as we continue to move up the list, that just makes it better and better. So we obviously are already at 351 backers. That's the other thing. We got like 50, something like 45 backers too in that time. And obviously we have another stretch goal that opens up at 400 backers. We already passed the stretch goal for more contributors at 10,000. At 12,000, we get Roll20 integration. So we're heading towards that as well. So we got a lot of things going on, and I couldn't be more excited. So thank you if you have supported. And if you haven't, please consider doing so and spreading the word about it. And we will do a giveaway tonight at 10,400. Although I actually couldn't keep up because like by the time we got there, we were already halfway through it. So that, yeah. So it looks like there's a good chance we might get there. So we'll see what happens. But today, though, we have got Sherlock Holmes Murder at the Diogenes Club, Murder at the Diogenes Club. Quick note about scheduling, a programming note. This is only going to be able to go until a little bit after 3 o'clock because I have to start my GOG stream earlier than normal. I'm going to be streaming 3:30 to 6:30. I am determined to finish freaking Thronebreaker tonight. And I have a appointment that I have to go to at 6:30. So I've got to leave here at that time. So I have to start and end Pen and Pixels a half hour early. That's this week only. Next week we'll be back to 4 to 7 p.m. as per normal. Also, I've had to make an adjustment in the schedule for the end of the week. On Friday, we will have Sorcery, which I don't think will be too bad to anybody because we've all been loving Sorcery. And on Saturday, we have got D&D with Infinity and Beyond. Esper Genesis has been shifted to the 19th and the 26th. So a week from this Friday, and then the week after that will be the 2 Esper Genesis sessions. And both this coming Saturday and the following Saturday, knock on wood, so far it looks like we've got a full crew of 6 players from Infinity and Beyond for each of those sessions, which is like, what? Like, I can't even believe, but that is what we're looking at. So I'm very excited about that. That's obviously great news. And I don't really have anything else to say about that other than just I'm very excited to be able to get back into those folks' tabletop role-playing awesomeness. But today, I am very happy to say that we have got our good friend TariToons with us for our live illustration stream. We weren't able to actually do this last month, but we are back now. And so with no further ado, I'm going to head over there, and I'm going to welcome TariToons. Hello, Terry. How is life in the universe and everything?
Hello. How is the life and universe and everything?
Is it
rain
42?
Currently. Is
Okay.
what the weather is. It was sunnier earlier, but not anymore. It's getting a bit late, so. But yeah, aside from that, not super eventful. I'm going to be attending a convention in the Netherlands next weekend on Saturday.
Oh, cool.
The AFIA thing, fantasy convention, I guess. But like not like as an, what is it called? Exhibitor? But like just as a regular guest. But like if anybody happens to be there, then say hi. I mean, I doubt it since I don't think we have any Dutch viewers in the audience.
Yeah, I don't. We need to. Listen. I mean, your boyfriend really needs to get on that a little bit and sort of. I know that he has the voice of the people of the Netherlands. So if he could just,
totally, yeah.
Yeah, if he could just get the Dutch going on this, that would be great. But no, that's awesome. Hopefully people will be. Is this so? This is a small con or like big, small?
Oh, I have no idea. I've never been to that one. Actually.
Oh, okay.
I know that like people from everywhere in the Netherlands and like in the border regions, like from Germany and Belgium, go there apparently. So I know they advertise that convention here. Like I have known about that one for years, but like,
oh, okay.
I'm going. So
no, that's awesome. Wait, Almadden, are you Dutch? Did I not know that? You're one lurking Dutch person. Are you Dutch? And did I not know that? In which case, if you are, I want to make sure, because if you are. Oh, see, but now you're not lurking. Now I'm just going to call you out. Now, anytime I need a reference for the Netherlands and I'm like, what would the Dutch think? I'll just call you out and be like, hey, Almadden, what would the Dutch think? So I've just made you, I hope you're ready to represent all of the Netherlands. I hope you're ready for that. What's up, Anidel?
just like how I represent all of Germany.
All of Germany, right. Well, listen, I mean, this is, I'm sorry, this is the burden that's been placed upon you. And that's just the situation. Look, at least you don't have to speak for America. Okay. Good Christ. Like, I want to have to do that. At least you have a sane country. As we were talking about off stream, we were talking about countries' insanity off stream. So it was good times. Mm-hmm. And another German. That's true. Okay. So Anidel, we can have 2 Germans so I can speak. As long as I have 2 Germans, I feel like that will give us enough. And if Glog shows up, that'll be 3 Germans, that can speak, collectively for the entire country of Germany. You're so divided. Well, then you got to go you speak for the Australians. You are a Canadian. You apologize for that. All right. You apologize for that right now, Red Lear. Sorry, eh? There we go. Yeah. So Almadden, you need to find another Dutch person. And then that way you can speak to the division of, the potential division of the Netherlands. That's how it works. If you just find one more Dutch person, then you can be like, it can be like House of Commons in Great Britain. You just have opposite benches and, it'll be good. It'll be cool. Anyway, but we are back into Murder at the Diogenes Club, folks. And I have to say, I am really glad that Terry is here to do this amazing illustration because it will compensate for the fact that since we did this last 2 months ago and I've been a little busy, I remember somewhat of the case that we were involved in, but I don't remember the specifics now. So I hope to God that all the notes that we took for our main character are good because I don't remember who we were supposed to suspect and not suspect. I know
Well,
that we're in a
something about a horse.
right, Irish Star. Like this horse got poisoned or something, and so we have to figure out what happened and who did it. And we have some clues and deductions and decisions, but I haven't yet figured out the details because again I don't remember. So we will hopefully all collectively remember together. Before we do that, do you want to show our character of Lady Abigail Esterhazy Smith that we had? I'm going to. Whoops. Okay, hold on. I shall wait until that is addressed.
So this is her.
Oh, hold on a second then. Okay, so it's not quite centered. All right, so I gotta fix that.
There, is that better?
No, it's off. That's fine. I will address it. That's what I was saying. Is that it's like a very different look, but that's good. Okay, there we go. That is Lady Abigail Esterhazy Smith.
Yes.
Who represents, I think Grace and daring, and is a detective. I mean, I don't want to say in training because that seems dismissive, but is being she is kind of. I mean, she's being trained by the great Sherlock Holmes, and this is who she is. She doesn't take any smack from anybody, and so that's
like Watson's cousin or something.
Right. I believe that's right. And so this is her, and we've actually had some good things with her and some not good things. She has, excellent intuition. She has excellent observation. She has okay scholarship. And her communication, yeah, that's not really, that's not really so much her thing, like she's not quite at the same sort of point, but she tries the best she can, and that's the way that goes. But she definitely is big on the intuition and the observation. And so as we get started here, we are going to return to the starting point. Oh, I forgot about that drawing. Yes, that was where Watson and Holmes were pissed off at each other. Watson was pissed at Holmes, I think. And she was sort of like looking at all of them. So that was kind of the deal.
Also,
yeah, I love that expression.
Like, people are wondering, it's only 2 drawings because last stream was super short. Because we finished another book on that stream. And
Sagar the Barbarian, yeah.
So, yes.
Yes, this is our first full game book session with the Sherlock Holmes. Also a quick note for everybody that after we stop, we will have nominations for the Chat Chosen Game of the Month for this month as well at the end here. So we will move as quickly as we can through all of that. So let me just get Terry's awesome work centered here. Lovely. Oh my goodness, and the resub. Non-stop with the tier 2 resub on a 20-month streak. Thank you, first of all, Non-stop. How awesome is that? Man, the 20-month streak, though. Thank you, Non-stop. That's awesome, dude. Thank you so much. Seriously, that's really cool. And I'm glad I'm on the streak. Actually, on GOG, I'm a little salty about it because I have been subbing to them on Twitch Prime, and they don't remind you when you're gonna like run out on the Twitch Prime sub. So apparently, I'm back to like first month again, even though I've subbed to them for like 24 consecutive months. And I'm like, nope. So every time I do the share message, I'm like, still a 24-month streak, still not recognized by Twitch. I'm just determined. But anyway, thank you, Nonstop. I appreciate that very much. All right, so let's get some music going, folks, and then let's get into this. What is the... let's see. What music do we want to go with here?
What did we have last time?
That's a good question. I'm trying to remember what we had for Victorian... We have
Arcanum yet?
That was what it was. I think that's
okay.
what it was. But we only listened to the first part of that. Let's do the rest of that. The Arcanum OST is legit.
Trying to think of any, like, what was the name again? I don't know the name of that game. Like where you it's like basically Thief, but a different game.
Dishonored?
Yeah.
Dishonored, yes.
That one could work.
That also could work. Lamplight City. So I actually don't know that I've heard of Lamplight City.
Apparently we finished the Arcanum soundtrack.
Wait, did we? Oh, really? So we actually played through it. Okay, well then let's do the Dishonored OST, because anything that can be part of one of my favorite games of the last 5 years.
Wait, it's only 40 minutes. It's not long.
That's true. Yeah, that's all right. When we're done with that, we'll go over to the lamplight one.
Okay.
What can we do with the drunken sailor? Nice. Okay, here we go. Lady Abigail reminds you of your character in your Wild West RPG. Nice. Nice, nice. Oh, and of course I have to make sure that I put up the, can't forget to put up the Forbidden Library Kickstarter. Whoa!
So how's that going anyway? I'm completely out of the loop with anything, like with everything. Like,
It is currently at $10,365, 351 backers, with 10 days to go, and we made a ton of money today. We made about $1,200 in the last 12 hours, so yeah, it's going real well so far. We are on to stretch goals. We have another stretch goal at 400 backers. We have at 12,000 we get full Roll20 integration.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's pretty sweet. I'm very pleased with it, and we just got a big push for some reason. I think part of we got mentioned on the Critical Role Kickstarter, which helped, but it was even before that we were getting some good numbers. So hopefully we'll get even more of that as time goes on. That would be awesome. So cool. All right, let's get to it. Let me just move that like that. Good, lovely. Alrighty, so here we are, folks. For those of you who have not been with us before, the way this works is that we actually vote on different decisions made by Sherlock Holmes and Company, and in this case by our hero, Lady Abigail Esterhazy Smith. And we are going to try to figure out at the moment why the favored horse in this particular race, Irish Star, did not finish. The guess is that he was poisoned, but we don't yet know all the details. And so we're going to do that as time goes on. Yes, Anydel! Exclamation point library. Thank you for asking. Exclamation point library. We'll get you over to the Kickstarter page. Please check it out and let us know what you see. It is running until April 19th, but obviously the more we get these sort of things moving upwards, the better it all gets. So yeah, thank you. I actually found out, by the way, this will be interesting for those people who were watching me on Saturday. I had my D&D with viewers stream with a dungeon that was the winner of the one-page dungeon award a couple years ago. And it was by a guy named Will Doyle. Now, it's a Creative Commons thing, so I obviously mentioned it was Creative Commons, and I mentioned his name on stream multiple times, so that's all fine. What I didn't realize is that one of the contributors to Tales and Tomes from the Forbidden Library is Will Doyle. So I went and I looked, and I'm like, so it all ties together. Like, the guy, because we literally have 25 contributors now. And one of the things I'm really proud about is that not only do we have a bunch of big names, people like Ed Greenwood and Aaron Rosenberg and Kenneth Haidt and Matt Forbeck and Kat Rambo and people like this, but we also have a number of people who are newer contributors that people may not know about as much, including also people from often traditionally marginalized communities that we've reached out to as well, and underrepresented communities. And so we're having contributors from a wide range, and I really love that, because also that fits what a library would be, right? It would have knowledge from multiple authors in many different places. So that's all really neat. And I am, again, very, very happy with how this is going. So, all right, let's get to it. How's the music, by the way, relative to my voice, everybody? Is it good, bad, too much, not enough?
Sounds fine to me.
Sounds good. Yeah, of course, for you. But everybody on chat who is not in the Zoom call for the cool kids, not in the VIP lounge.
The cool kids. Right.
It's good to hear. Hey, look, nothing says cool like live illustrating a Sherlock Holmes game book, all right? Okay. It's good there? Okay, cool. Thank you, Eka. All right, here we go. Satisfied that you have gotten all the information possible from John Oliver, who is the groom of the horse, you dismiss him. Hey, 10 of clubs. What's up, 10? How are you, 10? The groom takes a bucket and goes out after water. As Colonel Stewart is calmed down, I don't remember any of these people, Henry Raines, the trainer, is now willing to talk to you. Up close, the man shows the quiet self-confidence typical of the true professional. All right. You search for just the right question to ask Raines. Do we want to ask him if he bet on Irish Star, or do you want to ask him why the horse ran badly? So let's put that up as the first question for chat. What should we ask? Should we ask actually, if he bet, not why he bet. Did he bet on Irish Star? Why did the horse run so badly? Did he bet on Irish Star, or why did the horse run so badly? All right, what's it going to be? Oh, okay. All of a sudden we're buffering and disconnected. I have no idea why.
Not my fault. Even though my internet has been shit lately. Like, ever since that storm, my internet has just been like, blech.
I wonder if they took damage as a result of it. Like... Alright, well, we're still got the recording going, but we disconnected, which is obnoxious as hell. Every so often we get the random disconnect. Okay, we should be back now. Okay. We should be back, I believe. We should be back. We should be back now. I love this. This is always great because it means that your numbers immediately collapse because of the refresh. It's really awesome. Can we confirm, folks, that we're back? Can we confirm that we're back on stream?
Back for me.
Yeah. Why are we not?
I don't know.
Hello?
I can figure this out.
Okay. All right, so everyone can hear me? Yes? Okay, good. I don't know. I maybe I have to switch back on the automatic. Instead of doing the automatic, maybe instead I need to do maybe I need to do not the automatic connect, but also just do the New York server. I don't know. Again, this happens like it happens like once a week. Actually hadn't done it at night for a while. And so I don't know. No idea. Yeah, it happened at night.
For you? Oh.
Yeah, it was happening at night. So anyway, poll. Now is the poll. So yes, please get your vote in now, everybody. Your vote is as follows.
The only place where your vote really matters. Oh.
Where we actually care about the people. So last call. So we need to get your vote in now, folks. Get your vote in now. Your vote needs to come in now. Can everyone hear me? All of a sudden I feel like chat has gone completely dead.
Can hear you. Streamloop runs for me.
Can people hear me? You hear me fine? Okay.
Okay.
Can anybody else hear me? There we go. All right. Because we should not, I don't know, we shouldn't have like a big lag thing, I don't think.
Hello.
There's TNS. All right.
Anybody out there?
Okay. So now we're back onto that. Okay, you hear me. Good, lovely, lovely. Wow. All right, but I want to check latency though, just very quickly here. So let's see. Can you please type in the word, when you hear this, please type in the word glasses. Can you please type in the word glasses when you hear this? And I'm going to count. Okay, 6 seconds. All right, that's not bad. That's fine.
6 glasses.
6. I don't think I've been hanging out with you, Terry, since I talked about seeing the Jim Henson exhibit at the Museum of the Moving Image. It was so awesome. They had like creatures from the Dark Crystal and like labyrinth stuff, and like, oh my god, it was awesome. It was really, really good. It was a big exhibit too. I didn't realize that it was that large, but my daughter and I had a ball there. So anyway, so cool. All right, so we've got Did He Bet on Irish Star? Okay, good, lovely. Right, last call on this one. And wait for it. All right, and let's close that poll. All right, did he bet on Irish Star? Zibbit the rapper was there. Yes, that museum is in Brooklyn, 10. And I had never been there before, but it was pretty cool. Really, really liked it. Not just that section, but I mean that section was really cool. Okay, what is this? Okay. Right. So here we go. Yeah, it's super worth it. I highly recommend it. First of all, there are cool things, not just that. There was like a whole sport game, like arcade thing going on the top floor that they had going on with all these sports games from like old school Pong to like Nintendo 64 games, SNES, Commodore 64. They had a whole bunch of stuff like that. And then they had other film things. It was really neat. And the Henson exhibit. It was really cool. I highly recommend it. Okay. So, and there's a really cool Italian place near there too. Good pizza place. Okay. So you decide to ask bet on Irish Star, right?
You know, like I know that you hate raisins, but like, what is your opinion on pineapple on pizza?
I don't mind. So pineapple, I'm kind of like meh about in general, but like, you know, I'm sort of meh on. It's okay on pizza, I guess. I just don't. I'm not like. It's not like a big thing either way for me, pineapple. So.
And now you lost half of your subscribers.
I know it's true. Well, now see, you've also got to have it with ham. See, if you're going to do that, you got to have ham and pineapple on pizza, which is solid.
I disagree. The better combination is pineapple and tuna.
Pineapple and tuna?
Yeah.
Really? Because I kind of like tuna, but really? All right. What would you say to a sandwich consisting of liverwurst and strawberry jam? Quality sandwich.
Why?
That was my sandwich growing up as a kid, and everyone's like, "What?" I'm like, "It's awesome."
Like,
Liverwurst
okay, but like now I have to wonder first of all,
salty
like,
and sweet.
What you guys call Leberwurst or liverwurst or whatever, like, is that like actually the same as we have, or is it just?
I don't know. What is?
Because I know that you guys call any type of boiled sausage hot dog, and we are just like no hot dog. Just like the lowest quality of sausage.
That's because you have like 30,000 different versions of sausages. But like, yeah. So, what is your liverwurst like? Like, or let me put it this way. Our liverwurst is like basically soft, and like so you can basically spread it. Like our liverwurst is spreadable.
Yes.
Is that what yours is?
Yes.
Okay.
But like I don't know like taste wise if that's the thing, but like just like going by like German jam and German Leberwurst, no. That's no.
Okay, because it's like
that's a hard no.
It's salty
like
and sweet
everybody
though.
here would like look at you like an insane person if you would like combine that.
Salty and sweet, it's so good.
No, if you want salty and sweet, you need Gouda and Nutella.
Yeah, but I'm not a big Nutella guy. My daughter loves Nutella. I'm like, Nutella. It's all right. It's all right. But it's not.
Have
you know.
Gouda in.
Are you saying when you say Gouda, it sounds like you're saying Gouda. Gouda cheese.
Gouda. It's pronounced Gouda. I know that.
Chowder? Like
No,
clam chowder? What is Gouda?
Gouda.
Gouda, okay.
Yeah, it's like the sound like a loch.
What? Okay, so what is Gouda?
Yeah, it's Gouda. How you pronounce that? It's Gouda. That's how you pronounce it.
Okay, but what is it though?
It's cheese, like.
Yeah, we call it Gouda cheese.
No, it's called Gouda.
It's spelled Gouda. It's Gouda because it's good. It's good. It's good.
Yeah, well, that's like how you pronounce the G in Dutch in most cases. Not all cases, but in a lot of cases.
I gotcha. Okay, but yeah, that is a solid cheese. I'm down with that for sure.
Well, I mean, literally, it's not a soft cheese. So.
Oh yes, I meant to say yes. You're quite right. It's both solid and also a high quality cheese. Although my favorite cheese is probably either mild cheddar or I do like Munster cheese. And cheese curds, which I guess are more like, I don't know what those count as. Like, I guess cheddar-ish. I don't like sharp cheddar, but mild cheddar is...
I don't think we have cheddar here. Like, everything I heard from every British person here is what we call cheddar here is, like, not even remotely comparable. So I'm assuming I never actually ate real cheddar, so...
Is it? Oh, you're making Gouda mac and cheese today, Kerflop? Smoked Gouda?
Gouda.
I feel like I want to spit when I'm done with that.
Gouda.
Like, no.
Yes, that's how you always feel when speaking Dutch. So.
Exactly, Tobik. No language should have sore throat sounds in its vocabulary. Exactly.
That's like all of Dutch, basically. It's just like everybody sounds like they had like just went partying for a week.
Yeah.
Every night.
There's just like a permanent hangover. All right, where were we? So let's see. Did you wager on Irish Star, Mr. Rains? You ask. No, ma'am. I make it a point never to wager on the horses. The trainer frankly replies. I feel it's not proper in my position. So, should we rephrase the question? Okay, thank you, Brahms. Thank you. I appreciate that. Should we rephrase the question, or should we not do so? Do we want to rephrase the question or not? For this one, I'm not even going to give you a poll. You can just tell me in chat. Should we rephrase or not? Let me put it another way. Are you a lying liar? Perhaps you'd understand it better if I said, you, sir, are a terrible human being. I'm going to do I've been watching so much House of Commons stuff on Brexit lately that I'm just going to be, does my right honorable friend agree that he is a moron? I just need to do stuff like that. Okay, rephrase. Okay. Is objection also rephrasing? Okay, rephrase. Is that, Anydel, is that an objection? Did someone say moron? Rephrase. Okay. So it looks like we're rephrasing. All right. Put it another way. If I were to throw you in jail for your lying, what would your... Okay. So we are going to rephrase, it looks like, is the will of chat. And so, you never wager, you ask, astonished. I thought all racing people gave it a go now and again. How can you resist? Okay, we pick a number and add our constitution bonus. So, when we pick a number, and let me just make sure about this. When we pick a number, we've got two. Okay, so what I would like to do for this one is I am going to ask for someone in chat to be our designated dice roller for today. So all you need to have is 2 6-sided dice, or frankly, just 1 6-sided die that you roll twice. You need to have a 6-sided die, and then we're going to go from there. Is anyone willing? Hello, Elswin. Is anyone willing to roll dice for us? Because we have our first dice roll coming up here. It's snowing in Ottawa. Look, man, it's your own fault for living in the Arctic, all right? This is your own fault. You decided to go live with polar bears, and that's what you people chose. And that's, I love Canadians, but you folks are nuts and decided to go to a strange, cold place. And that's, and then enjoy it. Like Amal, every time I do this, like, oh, it's so beautiful because I can see all the crystal in the air. And I'm like, okay. And it is. In fairness, I like the winter as well, but not quite that cold. Your legs got tired? What do you mean? You were heading south and you just gave up? Oh, okay. I think you made the right call, actually. Keep that stuff up there. And Kilgore Trout. No, I certainly don't forget. And Kilobyte, for that matter. And Shadowed Mage and Takangia and see all these Canadian people. Okay, so who wants to be the dice roller, folks? Who wants to roll dice? All you need is a 6-sided die. If you don't have a 6-sided die, a physical one, you can just use the dice roller on Wizards of the Coast website. So who wants to do that? Who is going to be the dice roller for Lady Abigail Esterhazy Smith? Lady Abigail Esterhazy Smith. Her name is my name too.
What?
You probably don't have any version of this in Germany. I don't know. That John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. His name is my name too. It's like a stupid novelty song.
No, that does not ring a bell.
It does not ring a bell. Okay. Okay, you're signing up. All right, Echo.
I mean, we have like one stupid poem that like kind of reminds me of that.
Okay.
Oh God, how did it go again? Meier, Müller, Schulze, Schmidt machen jede Scheiße mit. Like, basically, Meier, Müller, Schulze, Schmidt are up for like any kind of ridiculous stuff.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. So that's about as goofy, and yeah, there we go. Okay, Echo. 2 dice. 2 6-sided dice. I need you to roll 2 dice. Obviously, honesty is important. You need to be honest. So tell us what you get. We're going to add our communication bonus, and God knows how good we are at that. Our communication bonus is lousy, but that's all right. We're going to do the best we can anyway. We're going to use our communication skills with a Z. Let me get the site. All right. Do you need me to find you the link, Echo? I can do that. Baldric says you get some dice. Here is the link. wizards.com/dnd/dice/dice.htm. Okay, there's the link. So, 2 6-sided dice. Please roll them. Please roll them, roll them, roll them, roll them. What? Roll them, roll them, roll them. Come on. Can't believe that I just actually started citing Limp Bizkit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's terrible.
I'm sorry, Arf, but like we can't continue these streams.
Oh no,
But like
I feel terrible, a horrible human being. I apologize unreservedly.
it's like so funny because when I go like to the biggest like metalhead club that we have in this region, like usually you have like your standard songs that they play, but always like late at night they start like playing all the songs that everybody there was into back when they were teenagers.
Right.
And it's like all these bad taste songs that like everybody would never dare admitting that they like, but like of course everybody is fucking loving it when they play like stuff like
Right.
Limp Bizkit
and they pretend it's ironic now, right? Like they're sort of like, oh, this is hilarious, but secretly they're like,
I know at that point everybody's so drunk that they're just
oh, it doesn't matter. Okay, that's true. That will shatter irony. No, that's awesome. Okay, so 8 minus 2 is 6. All right. I told you I don't think it's proper for me to wager, Rains snaps at you. If you don't listen to my answers, there's no use my wasting the time to talk to you, is there? I'm a busy man. The trainer stomps away, obviously angry. You surmise that further attempts to talk to him would be useless. Welp, that went well. Colonel Stewart approaches after you finish talking with Rains. I trust you have all the information my men can give you, he says. Is there anything else you wish to do in the stable? I have an appointment. Should we search the stables or not? So should we ask to search the stables or not? I know, communication genius at work. That's not our skill. That's not our strength, communication, in this character. So should we, just let me know in chat, should we ask to search the stables or not? Let me know what you folks think. Yep. Oh, thank you, sweetheart.
Oh, you got food?
I think I'll manage. I think I'll survive. My wife is like, I know you've been eating a lot of salmon. I'm like, I'm never going to have a problem with salmon and pesto pasta. Oh, yeah. The food of the gods. We ask, and if they refuse, we search. So not only do we ask, we tell them. Like, I'm not asking you, I'm telling you. Thank you, Mrs. Elleron. Where's ours? It's on its way, for sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm hungry. Give me some of that.
Search. Oh, it's really good, too. Okay, search. Why don't you... All of a sudden, like, all of the drawings the rest of the time are just pictures of salmon and, like, fish and food and stuff like that. Oh, man. Also, look at us. We are at $10,395. We are only $5 short of $10,400 and a giveaway.
Nice.
So we are on good shape. All right. So it looks like we are going to ask to search. Alrighty. I should like to search the stable, if I may, you tell the colonel. We may find some incriminating evidence. The colonel looks surprised, then nods. Well, if you think it's necessary, he says slowly. You stand poised to search Colonel Stewart's stables. All right, here we go. Hell yeah, it's necessary. So, where should we search, chat? We have a choice of 3 places. And I don't know if we're going to be allowed to search everywhere or not. I don't know. So, we want to prioritize. Do we search the groom's room? Groom's room. Hoodoo, you do. Voodoo, you do. Irish Star's stall. Or the tack room. I put in TACH, the tachometer room. No, different kind of tack. All right. Where should we search? Oh yeah, you need to get some D6s. I know I wanted to break in. You were hoping that it would be that way. All right, who do we search? Do we search the groom's room? Do we search Irish Star's stall? Or do we search the tack room? Who's it going to be? Tacky. Lady Esterhazy Smith holding a flank of beef. Nice. All right, we have 3 votes for groom's room, 1 vote for the tack room. Oh man, is this Lady Esterhazy Smith quote communicating?
Yes, it is.
Listen, you're gonna tell me what I want to know.
Yes.
Okay, last call. Looks like everyone's looking at the groom's room. Okay. And yes, yes, indeed. Also, hey, what's up, Arenth? Elswin is, yes, I know Elswin. You have decided that you're a tack room person, but the looks like chat has ruled in the favor of the groom's room. All right, so it's the groom's room. So if decision 5 is checked, turn to 1 of 5. Okay, decision 5 is not checked. So when you glanced over the stables, you had thought the groom customarily slept in the tack room. Now that you see that a wooden partition breaks the space into 2 little rooms, John Oliver's quarters consist of a shelf with his razor and combs, a cot with blankets folded on it, and a chest shoved under the cot. Clothes hang on 3 hooks on the wall. A small window with a sliding shutter provides a little air. Check decision 5. Okay, so decision 3, decision 4, and decision 5. And pick a number and add your artifice bonus. Now, before we do that, I need to check and see, because gold is communication. Because I think what happened was it didn't save the statistics that we had, so I need to double check because we have more skills than that. So we had athletics and artifice. I'm guessing. Do you think that we put, and maybe Terry might remember also? I don't remember if we put. We have one of the stats we have here is 1, and one of the stats is -2. I don't know if we made communication, and communication was also -2. So I don't know if we made athletics a 1 or artifice a 1. Artifice is like trickery, disguise, stealth. Athletics is like fitness, adroitness. I don't remember if it was athletics was the 1 or not.
I don't remember clearly either, but if I would have to guess, then I think we put like points in athletics.
Probably, yeah.
Like something like that sounds about right.
Okay, I wish it would save the. Wish it would save that, but it does not. In fact, I think I'm gonna mark that down for next time. Okay, here we go. To have a complete set. A complete set is D4, D6, D8, D10, D12, and D20. Yeah, that's right. And then sometimes people add things like D10s for percentages or a couple of D6s, but that was always what I thought, is that you have 6 dice and you've got 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 20. That's what I had.
What was the question?
Elka wanted to know what a complete set of dice for D&D is considered. And I was always taught that it was 6 dice of that number.
Well,
so.
I mean, I can only go by like what they sell usually.
Which is usually 6.
Dice clanking on the table, if you're wondering.
I do hear that, indeed.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7.
It's like it's a D20, 2 D10s, 1 D12, 1 D4, 1 D6, and 1 D8.
Yeah, so it's 2 D10s instead of 1
yes,
D10. Yeah, that's
because you always have like 1 D10 that shows 2 digits and
right.
1 that shows 1 digit.
Yep, that's what Kerflop was saying for percentages. But back in the old days, when I got started, we didn't need any percentage. We figured it out on our own, all right? Using an abacus. No. Did I mention that I won a pound of dice from Unmade Gaming? No, congratulations, Brahms. That's awesome, dude.
I mean, obviously, like in the US, like the go-to system has always been D&D, right? But like
yes.
over here, it's always been DSA. So,
which is different in terms of like, yeah.
And that one uses percentage a lot.
Gotcha.
Like that game is just math, and I hate it.
Gotcha.
Oh.
Okay. So I would like to pick the number 478. Okay, Echo, I need you to roll 2 6-sided dice again. So we've got a -2 that we're adding here, which is unfortunate. So we want as high as possible, obviously. Going as high as possible. Yeah. But I mean, like I say, in the red box, for instance, it was only 6 dice. You only got 1 D10. One of the D10s in that 6-sided. Yeah, but 2 D6 with a modified -2. So 2 D6. Well, don't worry about the -2. Just tell me the D6. I'll do the -2 part. Just to the 2 D6. Yahtzee. Every time I think about that Yahtzee, I think about, I don't know if anyone's ever seen Epic Rap Battles of History, but there's an epic rap battle of history between Vader and Hitler, where he has a line about Yahtzee, and it's a great rap battle that is astonishingly offensive. Like, it's a rap battle, so and it's between Vader and Hitler, so it's going to be hard not to be just automatically create stuff that's bad. And that's hard not to think of that line. Okay, 5272. Okay, so 5 is what we're looking at. All right. Okay. A more thorough search of the stable reveals nothing of interest. All right. So I'm going to assume that we want to search elsewhere. So now we have a choice of Irish Star's stall or the tack room. So this one you can just tell me in chat. So the Irish Star's stall or the tack room. Which of those two do you want? What's up, Elias? Which of those two would you like?
Oh, god damn it. I keep forgetting that I mirror the canvas with every layer.
Yeah.
So, like, I always write everything.
Oh. Okay.
I need a snack, otherwise I'm gonna die.
No problem. It's okay. Stall, tack. Okay, so tacky tack room. All right, last call. Looks like we're going to the tack room, but last call. Yeah, it's this is the sort of last closing, I think. Yeah, this is like the end of the OST, so let's not do that. Let us go. Oh my God, we just got another big pledge. All right. Before we get there, let us change this up. So we're gonna go to. We're gonna go to Lamplight City. As soon as we skip this ad. Here we go. Nice. I've actually never played Lamplight City. You just backed. Oh, thank you, Takanjia. Thank you. That was very kind of you, Takanjia. Thanks, dude. Wow. So that's nice. So we are up at the 10-4:30 thing. We've had a really, really good day. This is actually our second best day since we started, by a good number. So yeah, we are firing on all cylinders with this thing today. We've been doing really, really well. So thank you. That's really awesome. All right. Well, that means that we're going to have a giveaway. So while we're waiting for Terry to get back, we will do this giveaway, and then we will continue with the game. So the giveaway is going to be as follows. You will get a choice of one of the following 3 games if you support. Never mind. Forget about supporting. You already did. So you'll get one of the, if you win is what I meant to say. Hello, St. Just Germany. Welcome. So you will get a choice of one of the 3 following games because we reached 10-4:30 in the Kickstarter. You have a choice of one of the 3 following games. Either A, Deponia, The Complete Journey. 2, Flint Hook. And 3, Day of the Tentacle Remastered. So choice 1 is Deponia, The Complete Journey. Day 2 is Flint Hook. And day 3 is and choice 3 is Day of the Tentacle Remastered. And all you have to do is type in the word in honor of our current gamebook, Holmes. Please type in the word Holmes if you would like to win one of those 3 games. Please type in, those are all Humble Bundle codes, by the way. Please type in the word Holmes if you would like to win either Deponia, The Complete Journey, or Flint Hook, or Day of the Tentacle Remastered. Watson. Cute, Elswin. I see what you did there. Also, while you all are doing that, I'm just going to grab me a bite of delicious salmon. This has now become Sherlock Holmes, the social eating stream. It's so good. Yes. Yeah, shipping is going to be calculated later to Kanjia because there's a lot of people that are going to be international as well. So shipping is going to be handled through BackerKit. And it actually mentions on there in each of those pledges that shipping is calculated later. Because otherwise, if you try to calculate it up front, it just is like, it's way too difficult to do that. So, yeah. Yep.
Hello, I'm back.
Okay, welcome back. I'm just in the midst of doing a giveaway and having some delicious salmon. Elementary, my dear Watson. Yeah, I know. It's one of the problems. It's like, I think I told everyone this before, but that's what happened with Ogre. When Ogre came out from Steve Jackson Games, it was such a huge success that it almost bankrupted them because they hadn't addressed enough for shipping. So they literally, that almost drove Steve Jackson Games out of business because of that. And they managed to work it out and but that was a near thing. And it was because of how this was set up. So you have to be very cautious if you're doing any kind of physical product shipment, even if it's just a book like this. It's a hardcover book, and a hardcover ship book is like, oh my God. It's only the second thing you ever Kickstarted after Overlord. I am honored. I will say to Kanjia that I'm very proud of this work. This is, as I said, one of several publishing projects that I'm involved with. In fact, TariToons knows the second project I'm involved to. She's sworn to secrecy, but she knows another one that I'm doing.
Am I? Did I ever
yes.
sign any contract because of regards to that?
That's where you're wrong. Like, looks over and there's a contract. But no, Terry knows the drill. But most of you folks do not know yet about the other publishing projects that I'm involved in that I'll be talking about later this year. But I'm very proud of this thing because this has become not only just my adventure, but has also become this thing which is a source book with all of these amazing contributors. And I mean, where else are you going to find a book that has contributions from Ed Greenwood and Matt Forbeck and Kenneth Haidt and Will Doyle and Kat Rambo and Mike Underwood and Carlos Hernandez and John Wick, who does the Wilderness of Mirrors that we do for Assignment Impossible, and and it just goes on and on and on and on. Like, there's so many good contributors to this, so that's a big part of it. Thank you, Echo. You found the apple in the stall. Kickstarter takes any other payment than credit card. I don't know if they take PayPal or not, Dell. I don't remember. I have backed a number of projects, but I usually I don't even pay much attention because I have my payment method saved, and I think it might be MX. So I don't honestly know if that is the case. What's up, Hadnix? I don't know. I think they might. Hey, Snicer. Hello, Rogan. Wow, all of a sudden everyone's showing up. What's up, everybody? Okay, so let us move on. Again, quick reminder. I don't know yet, Brahms. I'm not sure that I need to think more about what you're referring to. I don't think so, because I don't, but I'm not 100% sure.
What's the
okay.
question?
I'm sorry. About whether, well, Brahms was asking me about a question about another author, but they were asking whether or not, I think it was Anydale was asking if Kickstarter takes any other payment other than credit card. Like, do they take, like, I assume PayPal or Venmo or anything? And I don't know. The sound of my voice is biased. Okay, see, that's something that was, okay. I noticed that too, that it was showing that the levels were off, and I don't know why. So let me see if I can address that. Yeah, thank you, Rogan. I'm glad. This is why I asked people what was occurring on. All right. Let's see. How about check 1, 2? Let's see. How about that? Check 1, 2. Not quite. Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Test, test, test. How's that? Is that better? Rogan, how is that? Is that better? That should be more balanced now. Is it? Is that more balanced? 1, 2, 1, 2. Sounds okay? Okay. All right, good. Thank you. Yeah, because I don't know. Sometimes and frankly, and I don't know why it should be that way anyway, because What? Literally, it says skip ad and it plays an ad. Okay. Because I need to make sure that I adjust overall. Okay, separate those. I know about that already. Oh, you know what? No, okay. I don't want to do that way. I'm going to do it this way. So give me 1 second here. I'm going to adjust this this way. No, not like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Test 1, 2. Test 1, 2. Okay, that should be. Is that equal now? Equal. Test 1, 2, 2, 2. Test 1, 2. No, I want it to be completely balanced. Test 1, 2. Test 1, 2. Is that better? Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Oh, I know why it's doing that. Okay. So this is Arv the moron. Okay, do you know why it's doing that? It's doing that because I literally plugged it into the wrong things on my mixer. I'm like, what's the software solution? All right, hold on 1 sec.
That's not her.
Hey, look at that. Oh, wow. It's all equal and stuff. God, I can't believe I did that. All right, so now it should be fine. Yes. Is that all fine now? Is that all good now? I can't believe it. I literally looked over at my mixer. I'm like, oh, it couldn't be that I did that I put the thing. Yeah, that's what I did, actually. That's great. Awesome. Yeah, exactly. Arv the sound wizard. That is me. I can't believe I did that because I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Why would it be this way? I'm like, it's because it doesn't make any sense because what you did was dumb. All right. Anyway. Okay, is it now, just to confirm though, is it now balanced? It should be balanced now. Is it balanced? Check 1, 2. Is it now balanced, everybody? Can you now hear? Like equally? I have cast balance. Perfect. Amazing what happens when you plug it into the right places. I don't even know what I was plugging into before. Yeah. God only knows what I was plugging into before. I'm actually surprised you heard anything. Like, apparently my poor sound system was like, all right, I don't know what this clown is doing, but I'm going to do the best I can. Okay, good. We're good. Thank you for letting me know that, Rogan, or I never would have figured this out. All right. My apologies for how long that all took. I was plugging it into stuff. Yeah, exactly. Things. All right, here we go. So, last call. 50% chance. No one wants to win. We only have 2 people who want to win Deponey the Complete Journey, Flint Hook, or Day of the Tentacle Remastered. Really?
Oh, guys, if you like point-and-click adventures, Deponia is great. Like, I don't know about the English dub because I only played the original, but it's a great series. Please
I heard
play
good
it.
things about Day of the Tentacle Remastered
I played
also.
all the games at release.
Mm-hmm.
Worth it.
Did you ever
Absolutely
play Blade Runner, Terry?
No.
Okay, because that was a point-and-click one that a lot of people were saying is one of the best point-and-clicks ever that they had me do, so. I have too many games already.
I didn't care for the movie either. So.
Oh, really? Okay.
Like, I think I'm just too young because, like, everybody I know who loves Blade Runner liked it because I saw it as a kid or before that.
Oh.
And, like, the movie was already really old when
Right.
I was born.
I liked it because I teach the book on which it's based, Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep. But yeah, I could see that. It's also kind of a movie you just have to sort of, you kind of have to go into just sort of embracing, you know, the kind of weirdness. It's a little bit like Into the Spider-Verse that way. I love Into the Spider-Verse, and I think most people do.
Still haven't seen that one.
That is so good. We ended up watching it with my wife the first time, and it's great. It's great. I like the messages are great. The animation. You as an animator, you as a cartoonist. Oh my God, Terry! Like
yeah, I have seen things like.
You got to go see it. You got to see it. See it.
Like the problem is mainly that I don't watch dub movies, and it's really difficult to hunt down undubbed movies here at a time where I can actually go watch.
That's so good.
Really annoying. Like you have to like go see a movie like basically in the release week, or go see it on like a Wednesday morning at like 6 a.m. or something. You know, that's like the option. Or watch the dub, and I'm like, now.
Yeah, I hear you.
I'd rather wait for the Blu-ray to come out.
And no spoilers,
Before I
Almadden,
watch-
because it's out now. It is out now on like Amazon and a bunch of stuff, but that's just the English language one, so I don't know about dub.
It's not on German Amazon, I think.
It's not, because it's available on Netflix. It's available on YouTube, Amazon.
Not on German Netflix.
Well, listen, I don't know what the hell. What is wrong with Germany never having anything that the rest of us have? I don't get it when it comes to that stuff.
We got the Grand Tour first, so that's one thing.
Okay, you got that. Congratulations, Al Madden, by the way, on winning the giveaway. You have won it, so congratulations. Al Madden, I will whisper you with the game that you would like. I'm going to do that, not right now, I'll do it in a minute. I'll do it after the cast. But which game would you like, Al Madden? Which game would you like? Which one?
So Into the Spider-Verse is not yet available on German Amazon. You can pre-order it.
When does it say when it's coming out?
Let me see.
Deponia. Okay. I will do that. Congratulations, Ahmed.
Apparently in 2 days. So.
In 2 days. Okay. No, like seriously though, when like because I ended up buying it. Like there have been a couple of movies that I bought like that. One of the reasons I loved it is the fact that my daughter, it's PG. And like the messages are good, the animation's amazing, the soundtrack is badass. Like it's a great story. It's a story which, despite how ridiculous it is, it works. I really have nothing bad to say about it. Okay.
I believe you. Like I heard.
Yeah, no, it's good. Okay. So congratulations on Madden, and thank you everybody for support. And we might have another giveaway if we were to hit, let's say, 10,500 today. So we'll see if that happens. Anyway, on we go. All right. So we have, let's see, what the heck were we doing when this is all happening? Oh yeah. So we wanted to go to the tack room. If decision 6 is checked, and it is not. The tack room is sparkling clean with the riding and grooming equipment set neatly in place. Bridles hang from hooks on the wall. Saddles, yeah, someone else can take over. Saddles sits on supports, while blankets and other materials are folded neatly and set on shelves. Several large trunks hold smaller items. Check decision 6. Okay, so I've checked decision 6. And pick a number. So what we need to do now is have someone roll dice. So what I've asked everyone to do, Echo has been doing this for us so far, is to roll 2 6-sided dice when requested as the random number. Now, if you do not have a dice, if you do not have anything, okay, do you want to do that 1 dice roll? So do that 1 dice rolling, Echo, and then after that we'll need someone to take over for Echo. So if you could do 1 more, that would be lovely. Yes, 2 d6s, please. 2 d6. First roll 3, second roll 3. Okay, cool. Thank you, Echo. All right, so, oh boy, and we had our artifice bonus. So a big old 4. Woot! Not so much. Okay. A more thorough search of the stable reveals nothing of interest. Okay. Well, crap. Okay. So that leaves Irish Star's stall. So can I assume that we want to search that before leaving? Does everyone just quick yes, no? Do you want to search Irish Star's stall since we came up empty everywhere? Yeah. Yeah. The problem is the artifice thing. That's the thing. Like, our artifice is, lousy. If they were asking us to observe while we did somersaults, like, around the stables, we'd be awesome, while reading a book. But instead, they've been asking us to communicate and sneak, which is not Lady Abigail Esterhazy Smith's skills. They're not qualities. Have an apple, it's pointless. So Anydel says yes. Elswin says no. I assume that's the it's pointless part. So Elswin says no. Anydel says yes. I need other people to weigh in on this. Should we search the Irish Star's stall or not?
Do we lose anything by searching it?
It doesn't look like it.
Then why shouldn't we?
Arzap says yes. Well, maybe you will anger Irish Star. No, I'm just kidding. It's the horse.
We can pet a pony. That's like something we can gain.
That's true. You can pet a pony. All right. Yes. Do it.
Roll to pet the horse.
Roll to pet pony. Yeah. I have this voting thing down. Yes. Okay, so we got 4 yeses, 1 no. All right. Going once. Going twice. Alrighty. So we are going to search Irish Star's stall. You begin to search Irish Star's stall. It is a snug place, solidly built. The straw is fresh and clean, and the feed box and water buckets are clean and ready for the horse. We check decision 7. Okay. And now, again, we have to roll 2 dice. We need to get a good roll here, folks. So we need to roll 2 dice and add our artifice bonus. So, can I get a volunteer, please, to act as the die roller? Because Echo had to leave. So we need to roll 2 6-sided dice, which means you can either, if you have 2 6-sided dice at home, that's great, or you can use WotC. Excellent, Anydel. I am happy to have you on board then. Okay, let's do it for now, Anydel. You can roll it. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. And Snicer will have you as backup if need be. If Anydel rolls a bunch of double ones, you know, we'll just politely ask him to stop. I'm just kidding. All right, so I need 2 6-sided dice. First is 6, second is 2. That is an 8. Minus 2 is a 6. And again, we find nothing. So we found nothing in the stables. We found absolutely nothing. All right, well, that happens. Okay. Certain that you have learned everything possible at Colonel Stewart's stable by not searching, you decide to leave. Bidding the Colonel a good day, you remind him that you will continue your investigative efforts elsewhere. Walking back towards the track, you see a group of high-spirited men congratulating a slender, well-dressed fellow. As you get closer and the men shout of how well this horse ran, you realize that this richly appointed man is Lord Hampton. Will you talk to Lord Hampton or not? Not even a horse. Exactly, couldn't even find a horse. Should we talk to Lord Hampton or not? Tell me in chat. Do we talk to Lord Hampton? Oh, yes. I didn't see that. Give me 1 second here. All right, give me a second. Let me actually I have a question from someone. So, can you tell me do you just want to know, Anydel, other ways of backing besides using a credit card? Is that what you want to know? Because I'm going to text him right now and ask him. And also, we're going to talk to Lord Hampton. Awesome. I will do that in just a second. But is that your question, Anydel? Okay. Back, but can't use credit card. Are there any other options? Hi, Brian. Okay, I have texted him. We will see what he says. I will find out. Lovely. All right. Okay, so it looks like we are going to talk to Lord Hampton. Hopefully not involving communication. You boldly approach Lord Hampton and introduce yourself. After congratulating him on his victory, you explain your job. Colonel Stewart was very unhappy with Irish Star's performance and wanted Mr. Holmes to investigate, you say, watching closely Lord Hampton's reactions. As Mr. Holmes had to catch a train, I inherited the task. I should appreciate the views of a man with as much experience with horses as you have, your lordship. After looking perplexed for a moment, Lord Hampton nods and leads you to a small, tidy office beside his stable. With a subject this delicate, I prefer to talk in... With a subject this delicate, I prefer to talk in private, he explains. Now, how may I help you? Will you ask him about Irish Star or not? Okay, yeah, I'll double check, Proms. I will see what he says. Will you ask him about Irish Star or not? Elswin says yes. Hatnick says yes. Okay, cool. Yes, 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 yes. Ask about the star. They're going to be like, add your communication and artifice bonus. It's like, you just punch him straight in the face. Like, that's basically what happens. Okay. All right, everyone says yes. Okay. Why do you think
really
Irish...
crappy at oh, sorry.
Oh, what's that?
Oh, I'm just like, I'm completely failing at drawing a stupid star today, which is like, what the hell?
Well, that's okay. She's completely failing at talking about a star, so I think it all works. Why do you think Irish Star ran so badly, you ask? Lord Hampton takes his time before answering. It certainly surprised me, he says slowly. The horse trained with my best earlier this week and all but beat him. Irish Star should have finished lengths ahead of my wand and the rest. But that's racing, he adds, changing his tone slightly. You can never be sure what a horse will do, no matter how good it is. Check clue D. Okay, but the point is, the horse was in good form, and then all of a sudden just didn't race right. So, okay. I shall be glad to see this matter cleared up, Lord Hampton says, speaking deliberately. Any hint of scandal is bad for all of us, and it's doubly revolting to see a horse as fine as Irish Star perform so poorly. Okay, if you have clue U, and we do not, so otherwise we pick a number and add our intuition bonus. Oh my god, something we're good at. Okay, so now, Annydell, if I could have you roll 2d6, and this time we're going to be adding 2 to it, because we actually are good at this thing. Roll high. Or at least medium. Just don't roll low. 5, second 4, 9. That's more like it. All right, so an 11. Okay. You realize that Lord Hampton is an ambitious man, and you wonder whether that ambition might include owning Irish Star. Will you ask Lord Hampton about offering to buy Irish Star or not? Interesting. The game's afoot then. Will you ask Lord Hampton about offering to buy Irish Star or not? Hey, what's up, Firesnake? I know, well, once we got off of freaking artifice and communication... Listen, all right? We don't like talking to people, and we're not stealthy. But if you want to punch someone in the face, or figure something out, or read a book, that's us. Elsewin says no. Snicer says yes, yes. Good to see you, Firesnake. Firesnake, I've been watching a little bit of your Operencia playthrough, and I'm definitely thinking about adding that to my list. It's been cool. Yes, yes, we should talky talk, yes. Okay, it looks like that's going to be a yes from chat. All right. I heard that you offered to buy Irish Star very recently, you say slowly, waiting for a reaction. Lord Hampton raises one eyebrow in surprise, then laughs softly. I always say there are no secrets around a racetrack, he says in a low voice. And I did. I like Bard's Tale Ford a lot. I also liked Might and Magic X Legacy, so... I knew that Colonel Stewart was in financial trouble and offered to buy the horse. I thought I might get a bargain, and now I shall likely strike an even better deal. I've heard that if he didn't win the purse, the stewards might take legal action to force the colonel to pay his track debts. But I gave him fair warning. I told him I would pay £500 before the race, or £250 after. A wager between us, you might say. All right, so we have Clue U. We have got Clue U.
No
Turn to
you?
317. No clue. Clue U.
Is that like a way to like swear without swearing?
Clue U. Yeah, exactly. You will learn about that. Yeah, sounds like Lord Red Herring. So, I don't go to the races often, you say, but it seemed to me that Irish Star looked sluggish when he came onto the track. I'm surprised the stewards let him run. Oh, the stewards would be very reluctant to scratch him, Lord Hampton brusquely replies, especially considering the popularity of the horse. If you checked clue H, and we did not, we have Z, T, B, A, V, D, and U. All right, so we did not check H, probably because we didn't find anything because we were just staring at the stable for 20 minutes. You thank Lord Hampton for his time, stalling as you think of what loose end to pursue next. What timely task remains to be done, you ask yourself. You pause to consider your next step. Whom shall I talk to next, you wonder? If you check decision 4, and we did, you wonder whether you can learn anything from Roscoe and his friends. Will we seek out Roscoe? Or not? And before you ask me who Roscoe is, I don't remember. But I'm sure we'll all find out together.
I think that's a bookmaker, but don't.
Oh, the bookmaker. Yeah, that's right. Thank you, Terry.
Like, I remember there was a bookmaker.
I think you're probably right. So he's the bookie. All right. This is the part of Law and Order where you always seek out the bookie, right? So this is where we do the bing bing. You know, the Law and Order sound.
What is the Law and Order sound?
Oh, in
Yes.
doink doink. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I never actually watched that show, but like I know the meme.
Law and Order was a lot. It was great. I really enjoyed Law and Order. I actually had the first few seasons on DVD.
The only crime series I ever like really watched was Navy CIS or what it was called.
Ah, okay.
Because all my roommates back at the orphanage were super into them. They were like, "Hey, Britta, you are just like Abby," because my hair dyed black then and stuff, and was like into alternative things.
There you go. Well, at least they came by it honestly. That's funny. Okay. Yes. Yes. Right. Okay. Lovely. All right. That is a yes. So, blah, 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 blah. All right. We are going to seek out Roscoe. Or, as they used to say in Dukes of Hazzards, Roscoe P. Coltrane. Hot pursuit. While much of the crowd left after the feature race, many people remained, chatting about the way the races were run. A sign identifies Roscoe's table, which is the busiest by far. Pick a number and add your observation bonus. Aha, another thing we're good at. So, again, I need 2 6-sided dice, Anydel, plus 2. So I need 2 6-sided dice, please, plus 2. Just roll the 6-sided dice, and then I will add the plus 2. So we're aiming for high. Rocky Mountain High. Or at least average. 1 and 6. That'll do. All right, we're talking about a 9 there. Although you listen... Wait, what? What? Why does it say that?
Are the paragraphs wrongly numbered or something?
Yeah, like that's literally not... That doesn't... Okay, we seek out Roscoe. Yeah. I gotta look at... that doesn't make any sense.
You found a bug.
No, it doesn't look... I guess not. The other one isn't it either. All right, well, that's bizarre. So, although you listen and watch with great care under the pretext of mingling with the crowd, you were unable to learn anything of interest. The other one is like, you get carried away by the crowd and don't pay attention, which is kind of dumb. Checking your watch, you see that it is almost time to meet Holmes irregular. You must leave the track now. All right. You walk to a pub near the track where Holmes instructed the irregular to meet you. While you wait, you order supper. As you eat, you see Irish Star's jockey enter boisterously and order a round of drinks for a group of men who entered with them. Will we talk to the jockey or not? All right, Chad, are we going to talk to the jockey? Oh, you seem pretty happy for a man whose horse just lost. Jacques. Yeah, so Anydel, it says, until post-campaign, until after the campaign, we're limited to the options that Kickstarter will accept. So, I'm afraid it's whatever they do allow, not other stuff. So yeah, that's what he said. Unfortunately, he doesn't have any other, so it's whatever they accept, unfortunately, until after the campaign's over. Okay. So, yes. Go straight to the horse's mouth. Talk to the horse. Yes. I mean, what is he going to say? We're going to go up to the horse and be like, listen, did you get paid to throw the race? He's just going to look at you and he's going to say nay. I mean, he's going to say, it's not my fault that I didn't whinnying.
Wow.
I didn't mean to saddle you with this problem. Good times.
Wow.
They did not pay the horse. It spurred him to ever greater heights. Okay, that's good. I have to rein in my worst impulses. All right, horse. What they promised me 10 carats. Okay, it looks like we are going to talk to the jockey. You approach Irish Star's jockey and introduce yourself. Colonel Stewart hired me to look into the race for him, you explain. Would you care to talk about it? Pick a number and add your communication bonus. God damn it. All right, we need a big roll, Annydell. Big roll. Big roll here. Maybe the horse wanted to meet Holmes once. Need a big old roll. Okay, sounds good, Aaron. Ugh. Okay, so we got a 1. That's going to go well. You stare at him and go, you know what? You're an ugly son of a... Talk about it, he is scoffing. What's to talk about? A horse didn't have me running him and got his tail whipped. It happens even with the best. Excuse me, my friends need a drink. He pointedly turns his back on you. Well, this is going swimmingly. As you finish your supper in the pub, young Stanley peeks in looking for you. It takes a word from you before the proprietor allows him entry. Stanley hurries to your table. We check decision 3. No whammies. Yeah, I know. Evening, Gov. Stanley greets you. I followed that man Oliver like you told me to. If you checked decision 21, we did not. If you checked clue H, we did not. All right. I saw that. Oh, yeah.
What should I draw?
Well, I had this image of her looking around the stable and not finding anything.
Yeah, but then I have to draw the entire stable.
Yeah. That probably wouldn't be good. So she talked to the jockey just now and he ignored her. But also she's talking to Stanley. Maybe this next one that she goes to is going to be a good one. So
Okay.
so hold tight for a minute and let me see what this next one is.
Did I hold my horses for now?
Exactly. That's perfect. Yes, exactly. Try not to, yeah. I already made the reined-in joke. It's not going to work. We'll tackle that problem in just a minute. I saw that man slip out of the stables with some water pails, Stanley goes on, but he dropped them, and he doubled back behind the stable. Then he felt round back at one of the window shutters and took something out. It was too small for me to see what he had, so I just kept following him. Finally, acting real sneaky-like, he went way around behind the refreshment stand, and then I see him toss his little bottle into the trash heap back at the stand. He hands you a small medicine bottle labeled Hastings Distillate of Opium. Ah, we got a drug addict on our hand, people. All of a sudden, New Jack City. All right, clue H. Pick a number and add your scholarship bonus. Now, actually, our scholarship is a 1. So now we need to pick a number and add 1. So let's go for a higher number here, Annydell. High number. Or higher number. Oh, this is reminding me of the Game of Thrones, not Game of Thrones, Game of Shadows soundtrack.
Oh.
Are 1 and
music is
4 better? A little better. A little better.
Wait, what music are we on right now?
This is the Lamplight City OST, because the Dishonored one ran out.
Yeah. I never noticed.
Looking at the label on the bottle, you recognize the medicine as a potion that would slow a horse. Aha! So, you son of a... Okay. Okay, so that was Oliver. Oliver was holding this thing. Man, or took the bottle anyway. Check deduction 8. Turn to 126. Okay. After you found the medicine bottle, did you see Oliver do anything else? You ask Stanley. Now we pick a number. So now again, 2d6. We're not going to add anything to this. It's just 2d6. Wow, 12. Domination. Okay. I'm sorry, Gov, but by the time I got this bottle he threw away, he'd gotten away, and I didn't lay an eye on him again until he come back to the stable. So it turns out that we should have gone low that time. Great. Wow. This is epic case we're on right here. Slowly you finish your dinner contemplating what you have learned. If you checked clue H, and we did. I know, Annydell, right? Can't win for losing. Okay. Turn to 551, not 531. At a nearby table, you see a man who is slowly drinking himself into a stupor. A black bag rests on the table beside him, and from the teasing of people who speak to him, you realize that he is a veterinarian. Do you wish to ask him about the drug that you just discovered? So, will you ask him about the drug or not? So, are we going to ask the veterinarian about the drug or not? Wow, this is really cool. I had not heard about this. An alternate history steampunkish Victorian game. Like, I mean, that's sounding promising to me. That's really cool. Ask. We can always ask. Consult Watson for a second opinion. It's true. Yes, ask. Batman voice. Where are the drugs? Where are they? Okay, see you, Takanji. Thanks again for the support as well, Takanji. I really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. All right. So we are going to ask this drunk veterinarian about this. So we will ask him about the drug. Excuse me, doctor, you begin, but a friend gave me a vial of horse medicine and I thought I'd get some expert opinion before I use it. You hand him the bottle and wait as he stares owlishly at it. Finally he begins to say something. I didn't know there was any of this left in the country, he mutters, seeing as there never was much of it. Dr. Hastings was a good horse doctor who liked to experiment. He mixed this up as something to calm wild horses, but he died before he could decide how well it worked. Only a few friends of his ever used it, and no one ever found the formula. I'm very surprised to see it at a track, I can tell you. It's something you'd use back home at the farm. Alright, now we need to pick a number and add our intuition bonus. So now you are definitely looking for a high roll here. So don't lose that double six, Anidel. Now we need to really get that high roll going on. We got a 2 for intuitions. That will help. So maybe talking to a drunk veterinarian? Terry, I'm thinking that might be a possibility.
Sorry?
What about talking to a drunk veterinarian?
Yes. That's the plan.
With a bag.
No, I just like had like this song. Oh God, what was it called? Two of Spades.
Yeah.
In my head. Yes.
My dice favor the drunk. All right. That's good. So that's a 10. You say only a few men tested it, you ask, and the vet nods. Do you remember who they were? I don't recall all the names, the drunken veterinarian explains. I believe most of them were Scots or Irish. Dr. Hastings was a Scot himself, and he tended to people from his own part of the country. The only one who runs horses down here was Lord Hampton. That bastard! So it could be Lord Hampton also. So what if Lord Hampton paid Roscoe to put the stuff in Ira Star's stall? Ha! Lord Hampton is dirty. You bid the man a good evening. Check clue X. Z T B A V D U H and X. Nice. All right. Now we're starting to figure some stuff out. Okay. So having gathered all the evidence you seem likely to get, you return home to await the arrival of Mr. Holmes and Dr. Watson. You turn your mind to useful reading of the sort Holmes recommends, hoping to avoid constantly rehashing the case, but night after night you still find this case a distraction. Have I uncovered the pertinent information and interpreted it logically, you wonder? It is a relief to receive a note from Mr. Holmes informing you of his return and asking you to come around to Baker Street and give him your solution. You waste no time going to see him. Watson and Colonel Stewart are with the detective when you arrive, the latter willing to explain some of the unusual elements of the case. All right, so now we have an interesting choice, folks. We can either name the culprit, just name the culprit, or review the evidence first and present a more detailed portrait of the crime to Holmes. So I'm curious if that's what you think, because my theory of the crime here, this is just me, my theory of the crime is that Hastings made a bet. Hampton made a bet with the guy with Hastings, right, about Irish Star, so that he could pay off his track debts. And having then placed this bet with him, he then made sure that Irish Star wouldn't win by paying Roscoe to put some of that medicine, which only Hampton knew about, that would slow down a horse, into whatchamacallit's feed, into Irish Star's feed. That's my guess. So but again, that's my guess, and I don't know, and we could be missing stuff since we didn't find anything at the stable, and most times we tried to talk to somebody and they just told us to go, drop that. So, do we wish to just name the culprit, which might be safer, or review the evidence first and present a more detailed portrait of the crime? So we review it with all the details? Yeah, review. How else will everyone see our genius? That's, well, I certainly can't deny that. Okay. So we've got review. So it looks like review. Okay. So we are going to review it. All right, here we go. 382. Before requesting your solution, Holmes listens to Colonel Stewart, who has some other information to offer. Yes, Mr. Holmes, it's more clear than ever that Irish Star was drugged. Now that there has been time for it to wear off, the horse is back to his old energetic self. Okay, if you check deduction 9, we checked 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 10, but not 9. So, we did not check that one. And besides my horse's improvement, Mr. Holmes, the vet found evidence of the drug when he checked Irish Star the next day, Colonel Stewart adds. He was given an experimental drug called Hastings distillate of opium. You know of it, Mr. Holmes? The detective nods. Of course I do. There was a paper written about it 3 or 4 years ago. That potion would certainly keep a horse from running well, at least if it were given him a few hours before the race. It could take a considerable period of time for it to act. Pardon me, Holmes, but there's actually an advertisement playing. Okay, good. Let's see. Now, young lady, Holmes says, turning to you, suppose you tell us just how this deed came to happen and who is responsible. You first detail the evidence you found and then summarize what happened in the course of your investigation. You try not to talk too much, fearing the embarrassment of presenting Holmes a faulty solution. If you have checked clue G, and we did not. A fine summation of the evidence, Holmes says quietly, but get to the crux of the matter. Whom do you accuse of drugging Irish Star? Okay, so, are we going to accuse the jockey? Are we going to accuse Henry Raines, the trainer? Are we going to accuse Bowser and Fitzhugh? Or are we going to accuse John Oliver? Are you going to accuse the man who does Last Week Tonight? Because... Okay. Whom should we accuse?
Didn't he also play the that one teacher on Community?
That's possible. I've only seen a few episodes of Community. I saw
I watched that series so often. It's so good.
I saw the one with the D&D episode.
There are 2 D&D episodes, actually.
Oh, well then I only saw one of them. It was the one where Chevy Chase's character was really obnoxious to them.
That's literally every episode.
Well, I mean, but in that particular one, he was like really making fun of everyone's character and like screwing up the adventure and like...
Oh, where he becomes a villain. Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's the first one.
It was a while ago, so I bet it would be the first one.
Yes.
Okay, so here we go, chat.
Well, I mean, the show is a bit old by now.
It's true. That is true. Who are we going to accuse? Are we going to accuse the jockey, Henry Raines the trainer, Bowser and Fitzhugh, and John Oliver? Now, the only one that we have clues about is Oliver because of the, the guy that followed him. I mean, who knows about the jockey? Raines was we didn't get the info we wanted from him necessarily, but we know for a fact that Oliver had that bottle. So it's got to be, that's the best, most likely thing we have to work with, I think. But who knows? Yeah, I don't remember. I think Bowser and Fitzhugh might have been the ones who run the track. I don't remember about who Bowser and Fitzhugh are. Obviously, we know the jockey. Henry Raines, as you can see, is the trainer. John Oliver is the guy that we just talked about. Bowser and Fitzhugh, I don't know. I don't remember exactly what they were. Boy, you know, if we managed to pull this out after as many things like that we screwed up in dealing with this, that would be pretty impressive. That would be a Sherlock Holmesian thing if we can pull this out after as many missed things that we had. Although we did get some big ones with the intuition. And also, I think we had to choose to send the irregular after John Oliver. I think we did have to make the decision to do that. So that would be pretty sweet that we made the right call there. Okay, I'm going to last call. Also, this music, by the way, is perfect for this. I remember watching years ago, reviewing Great Expectations for sorry, Oliver Twist. Reviewing Oliver Twist for the website that I reviewed for, Curtain Up. And this was Theater for a New Audience, which I thought at the time was one of the best theater companies in America. I still think that. And their performance of Oliver Twist, which again, everyone always thinks of it as like the musical, like food, glorious food. The actual Oliver Twist is a very dark and complex and powerful tale about poverty and abuse, and is like super, super well done. I happen to be a huge fan of Dickens anyway. But they played this big like hurdy-gurdy during this, so it was like this, like, you know, dun 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 dun, while they had like Bill Sikes like looming over him and stuff. Oh God, was it good? It was like really, really good, and like it just gives you that kind of sense of like this, but even more deliberate. So, right, we deliberately feigned stupidity to give the suspects a false sense of security. Exactly, that's exactly what we did, Anito.
I didn't even know there was an Oliver Twist musical.
Oh yeah,
I only
called
know
Oliver.
the audio plays that I grew up with.
Sure, absolutely. Oliver, always a famous one, Oliver. Oliver.
Yeah, I don't think it was ever translated into German.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it probably never made it over to Germany. German were far too sensible to put up with a musical of that. Probably.
Like, it's always so funny when because after I finished school, like the first job I had was at musical theater.
Oh, really?
So, when I started to dig into like English language, social media and stuff, like everybody like I knew from the USA was like, hey, which musicals do you like? And I'm like, yeah, this and that and this. And like they never heard of any of these. And then like, hey, but do you know this and this and this? And I'm like, never heard of it. Thank you.
That's awesome.
Because,
I've mentioned
we have, like, completely different musicals here.
I'm sure I've mentioned before, right, that my mother was in The Sound of Music, the traveling company The Sound of Music off Broadway in the 1960s.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was in The Sound of Music, and she with the original cast, a lot of the original cast
what was
members.
The beginning of the? Well, I think I'm missing something here. What?
My mother was in the traveling
mom.
company The Sound of Music in the 60s with a lot of the original cast.
Nice.
So, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's also a thing, like nobody in Austria apparently has ever seen The Sound of Music.
That
Ever.
doesn't surprise me, actually. Mm-hmm. Oh, had you known that, you would have added it. Yeah, I've mentioned it before, so I hate to repeat myself. I always worry that I'm doing that, but yeah, it was very she was an actress, so she was in that. She went to the American Academy for the Dramatic Arts, and she did other stuff, Light Up the Sky and whatever. But yeah, okay. Colonel Stewart's groom, John Oliver, drugged Irish star, you say with confidence, a feeling that increases when you see Holmes nod in agreement. Then Holmes says, what evidence do you have? You must explain your findings. The relevant proof includes clues F, H, and I, and deduction 10. If you have checked clue F only, okay, we didn't. If you have checked deduction 10, and we have, but not clues H or I. No, we did H. If you have checked clue H, but not I. Okay, we didn't do I, we only did H. All right, so that's 571. All right. You explain that Oliver had possession of the drug and therefore almost had to be the one who drugged the horse. Holmes nods in agreement. You are learning, he says slowly. It's a good case, although you require assistance in determining who put Oliver up to it, correct? Solemnly you nod. Damn it, we kind of do know that it was Hastings, but... Of course, Holmes add, while knowing who drugged the horse is important, it is critical to prove who paid him to do the deed. Oliver will likely have little chance to repeat his crime, but his master might strike again through some other agent. Once more, you run through the evidence and try to summarize the conclusions that will lead to your accusation. As you run on, Holmes interrupts. But tell us, he urges, who bribed John Oliver to drug Irish Star? All right, here we go, people. Do we accuse Colonel Stewart, Lord Hampton, Bowser and Fitzhugh, or Roscoe? It's all about the veterinarian. Okay. Whom shall we accuse? God, I love Sherlock Holmes. All right. As a IP. Will we accuse Colonel Stewart? I don't love him personally. Colonel Stewart.
The fact that you need to clarify that or feel the need to clarify that anyway.
Different era, you know? Like, listen, I that would have been just fine. Okay, Fitzhugh. Okay, and Roscoe. All right, chat. Who do we accuse of having put this guy up to it? Colonel Stewart, Lord Hampton, Bowser and Fitzhugh, or Roscoe? King Bowser. About his streamiversary, yeah. My streamiversary is this Friday. It will be 7 years. I started streaming April 12th, 2012. Was my first Twitch stream. I streamed, I'll ask Terry this for a little bit of ARV trivia. Do you know, can you take a guess what game I streamed?
Like the first game you ever streamed?
Ever streamed.
Like, I have to guess, but the fact that you are asking me this must mean that it's a game I know and like.
It's a game you know. I don't know whether you like it or not.
Okay.
And you're not necessarily that you played it. I wouldn't say that you necessarily played it.
Okay. Well, I know of a lot of video games. So
okay. Well, I don't know how to.
Can you tell me a genre?
Yes. Dungeon crawler.
No clue. I never played a single dungeon crawl in my life, if you don't count.
Really? Okay.
Like, scrolls, because it's like the opposite of the games that I like to play.
All right, I will ask chat. What chat? Does anyone know what game I first streamed without looking it up? It was a dungeon crawler. And Lord Hampton is what people are putting in. Rogan, are you voting for Hampton? Grimrock, Dungeon Siege, Diablo.
Oh yeah, I did play Diablo. I forgot about that. I keep forgetting about that.
NetHack. No. Definitely not NetHack. Wizardry. No. No. God help me, no. I had grown up and become an adult. A happy adult, leaving behind the terrible traumatic memories of wizardry.
Wait, what's so bad about wizardry?
Oh,
Tell us.
God. Yeah, wait, really? You've heard this rant before. I have a whole video highlighted. Yeah, I have a whole video about how disastrous wizardry is. Ugh. 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 Might and Magic is a good guess, Elsewin, but the answer actually is Echo Alphas. My first ever game was Legend of Grimrock, the first one. That was the first ever game that I streamed. And I was...
Wait, this game is so old already?
It was so bad. Well, it was 2012. So, I mean, at the time, it was pretty new, actually.
Yeah.
And it was so bad. Like, my computer was not set up for it. It was an older computer anyway. And, like, it was like, flashing, and like, oh my God, terrible. Blup. It was terrible. But yeah, so. Okay, it's $ vote for that one, Rogan. So, $ vote, and then the number. And then I will close the poll after your vote comes in. But yeah, it was Legend of Grimrock 1. I love it. Actually, Legend of Grimrock 2 was my game of the year when that one came out. I love Grimrock 1 and 2. Okay. Yeah, I was the first one, yep. And I like both of them, but actually 2 was like that much better. 2 was so good. Oh, man, they were all good, but... All right. Here we go. I'm sad that studio has moved on to other stuff because I really would love to see an LOG3. Okay, but Operencia, which is the one that Firesnake was playing, reminds me a little bit of it, and so. Okay, you were going to say Lord Hampton. I agree. That's what I think too. Okay. Lord Hampton, the rival owner, arranged the drugging, you assert. Holmes smiles. What is with these advertisements? I hate these. Can we please just have an OST without me having to go back all the time? Good grief. All right. Let's see. So, there we go. Lord Hampton, the rival owner, arranged the drugging, you assert. Holmes smiles. And how did you decide that? He asks. You must have evidence to bring so serious a charge against a peer of the realm. The relevant evidence includes clues D, U, W, and X. If you check no clues or clue D, no, we collect more than that. If you checked clue U but neither W nor X, no. If you checked clue X but not U, nope. If you checked clues U and X, and we did. We checked both of them. Lord Hampton is guilty, you say firmly. He wanted to buy Irish Star, and its defeat would lower the price due to Colonel Stewart's desperate financial position, and only Lord Hampton of all the suspects had access to the drug. Very good, Holmes replies while Watson slaps you on the back in delight. But, Holmes adds, his lordship himself will be here in a few minutes. How shall we command justice from the villain? The plans made, you were all seated and ready when Mrs. Hudson introduces Lord Hampton. The peer looks as dapper and distinguished as ever. Your invitation, Mr. Holmes, indicated that you would help to settle the matter of my purchase of Irish Star, he asks eagerly. Then, noting the intensity of Holmes' look and the hatred in Colonel Stewart's eyes, he stops, his smile faded. What is this? He sputters. Why are you looking at me like that? I demand that someone explain this inquisition. I wonder, Holmes answers gently, why a man of your reputation would see his name dragged in the mud just to buy a horse more cheaply. You are wealthy, your lordship. You could have paid more than the horse was worth and never noticed the loss. What will people say now, I wonder? Will they ever let you on a track again? It's difficult to believe, but I have solid evidence now. Lord Hampton does not deny the charge or try to defend himself, instead turning so pale that you see Watson stir with professional concern. Then he bows his head in shame. I do not deserve mercy, he sighs, for it was greed that sealed my fate. I hated to see that great horse running so far below himself when under my silks he would achieve fame. It is idle to say I would never repeat my crime. The Stewarts will warn me off for life now. The man looks crushed. Holmes's face softens a little. Perhaps it is not too late, he answers. I am not Scotland Yard. I suggest that you give orders to your solicitor that Colonel Stewart's stable be financed as it should. For yourself, I know that you have been offered a foreign appointment that would occupy you for the next 2 years. Purge your crimes by service to the Queen and with restitution to your victim. Then, when Irish Star becomes a champion, you will have the satisfaction of knowing that you assisted him in his climb to excellence. After a moment, the peer accepts Holmes' terms. He leaves with Colonel Stewart to arrange their financial agreement, and after a little more talk, you leave Holmes and Watson to walk back to your own quarters. One question fills your mind. What will your next case be? Nice. Okay, so before we go on to the murder at the Diogenes Club, which is the main case, check us out, people. We actually got it right. We called out the guy who financed it, who actually did the drug, and why, because of the fact that we talked to him. So, nice work, people. Despite the fact that we didn't find anything anywhere, we managed to get it either way.
So, like, we basically sent him to the wall to pick up the black.
Yes. Yes, that's exactly what we did. And I actually am very glad that we basically told the peers, look, all right, you could be a lord, but this is the deal. Also, while we were doing this, we just hit 10,500. We solved the case with the skill we don't have. No, our skill was in intuition and observation, just not communication and artifice. In fact, one of the cool things about that case was that I felt like we were given opportunities for things that were all of those skills. Like, if we were lousy at intuition and observation, but we were better at talking to people, probably we would have gotten some success out of that. Also, I'm loving this drawing, Terry, that you're doing. This is really cool. 10,505. So that is awesome, folks. We are on the way. So that means we have another giveaway here. So we're going to do another giveaway. And for this one, actually, I think I'm going to do something a little bit different. For this one, I am going to give away an audible.com download code for the audiobook of Icarus I only have 2 of these left. And so I'm going to give away a download code for audible.com's audio drama of Icarus, starring George Ledoux and a certain Mr. Trendane Sparks, who starred in this. And seriously, and also with music by Matt Van Roon. And the audio drama was amazing. So I'm going to give away a download code for Icarus. Failing upwards, exactly. So the word about this is, we're going to say... Okay, the giveaway word is suck it, Lord. The giveaway word is suck it, Lord. All one word.
Sure.
Just type in the word suck it, Lord, if you want to win one of these. Yeah, the Lord answers, nobody expects a Spanish Inquisition. Oh man, so type that in if you would like a copy. Again, now this is Audible, so you need to have, you'll need to be able to do it with Audible.
So, for how much longer are we going?
We are going for, I would say, another 30 minutes. Half hour, 35 minutes. So you probably have time for one more, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we will get on to that as soon as the next case is described, which will be just a second. Thank you, Hadnix. It really came out well, didn't it, Hadnix? Like, I'm not going to take any credit for that. Like, that was just George and Trendane and Matt doing an amazing job. We are only one book into a larger series, is what I would say, Echo. And I will, in terms of what else will happen with this series, I will simply remain quiet about that prospect. I will simply instead let the organ speak for me. Dearly beloved. Okay. I'm hearing that organ and I was just thinking of the Prince song. Dearly beloved, love it, love it. We've come here to celebrate a thing called life. Life. Let's go crazy. Hatnix, wishes can come true sometimes, okay? That's all I'm going to say. Wishes can sometimes come true. Okay. So, all right, last call on this giveaway. Last call. Last call.
While that is going, I had a question for you.
Okay.
Do you know the Dwarfs book series by Markus Heinz?
I think I've heard of it, but I've never read it.
Like they made a video game based on that.
Yeah, exactly. I think I've heard of it, yes, but I've never read it.
Okay, then never mind. Have you played the game, though?
No, I have heard of the game only.
Yeah, I'm playing the game right now.
Is it good?
I gotta watch you. It's okay.
That's not a running endorsement.
It's like it has like some annoying bugs.
What kind of a game is it?
Oof. It has like a very much choose your own adventure kind of style to it. Like basically you have like a very linear storyline, but like aside from like basically you have like a big world map.
Okay.
With like branching paths, and you have like, okay, you are on this side of the map and you need to go on to this point of the map, and on the way there you can like choose whichever path you want.
That sounds promising.
Need to need to watch your resources, and there are like events happening on the run, but then you have like real-time battles and stuff in like 3D.
I see. So it's okay, but it's buggy?
Yeah, basically, but also like the thing is, like every German fantasy nerd that I know is like, oh my god, this is such a good series, like the book series anyway, and like I did get myself the audiobook of the first book, and now I'm playing the game, and I'm like,
oh, cool.
Okay, but when does it get good?
Oh, right, yeah. At some point, it's like eventually.
I'm just like playing this game now because I know that like the next Blind Guardian album is gonna be based on this book series. Like they're actually working with the author of the book together to make this and stuff. So it's like, and like I want to like get some insight on like what's going on. I mean, that's like the sole reason why I listened to the audiobook of like the first Auric of Melody book, because I'm like, yeah, because
that's awesome.
Like I wrote so many songs about this series, but
and Brahms says he loves Blind Guardian. That's awesome. I'm going to stop this giveaway here.
Yes.
The winner is Caro Hem. You are the winner of the Icarus code.
Woo!
So I am also going to whisper you after the stream Whisper, Icarus, audio code to Caro Hemda. Congratulations, Caro Hem. That's awesome. And yes, it's, again, some good timing, perhaps. So, good, lovely. Thank you again to everyone. And we may or may not do another giveaway if we hit 10-6. If we hit 10-6, I may do one more giveaway. So, cool. All right. On we go. So, here we go. Once you have a day or two to look back at it with some perspective, you carefully try to assess the lessons that you learned from investigating the Irish Star affair. You firmly resolve that when you get another chance to investigate, you'll avoid the mistakes you made in analyzing clues and dealing with people. By which we mean you'll actually look for clues and you actually won't just like yell at people to try to get them to do things. One pleasant afternoon, you visit your cousin, Dr. Watson. He is alone in his lodgings and explains that Holmes has gone to his brother's club for the afternoon. Oh! If you could send it via tweet it. Actually, you know what then? Actually, Caro? If that's the case, then let me do that right now. Let me do it right now via Twitch. Hang on a second. Because I have the code right here, so I might as well just do it. Okay. Caraham, to make sure I don't ban. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to give you the code. Audiobook code. No, there we go. Okay. All right. Okay, I just sent you the audio code. Please confirm for me that you got it, Caro, if you could, please. And let's see. While I'm at it, I'm just going to do this quickly so I don't have to think about it later. So let me do... where is giveaway Deponia? Also, thanks to Dragon Spear, by the way, for having given me Deponia, the complete journey.
I really wonder how they did a few things in the English version of Deponia, because like the German version, like the original version, has like a lot of like inside jokes for German players, and I wonder if they like replaced them with anything interesting. Like for example, there's like in the third game, I think there is a cameo by a very famous German rapper, for example.
I see. Some of these localizations, though, and by the way, Al Madden, I just whispered it to you, so your code for Deponia. So if you could just check that, that would be awesome that you received it. Received, cool. Thank you. Yeah, a lot of the localizations, though. I was watching a streamer doing Mother 3 yesterday. You know, the sequel to Earthbound, and like the localization was pretty awesome. Like it was you know, like very kind of, I don't know, like hip and with it and like totally fit within the English language. So they've done a great job of localizing it. So I think maybe, you know, hopefully they did something like that for this. I mean, like, I'm just surprised how good the localization is.
Few things apparently with the English dub that I know. For example, like for one of the characters, they managed to get David Hayter to voice him.
Oh, really? Okay.
And it's like, okay, yeah, you only get that joke if you play the English version and are a Metal Gear Solid fan.
Right, that's right.
But like, yeah.
The exact title of the book is Icarus, and it might be like Icarus the audio version or Icarus the audio book something, or... Here, I'm just... Right there. There's the link to it. There is the link to it, Carol. Okay, righty. Let's, so where were we? Yes. One pleasant, blah, 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 blah. Okay, you have a pleasant chat, reviving both your memories of a variety of family matters, a talk interrupted by a knock at the door. At a word from Watson, Mrs. Hudson enters and hands Watson a note. He reads it, and then his face puckers up thoughtfully. Now how the deuce did he know? He mutters. What did Mr. Holmes know, you ask, aware that only one man can perplex Watson in that way. How did he know you would be here? He answers, still a little distracted. He asks me to bring you around to the Diogenes Club as quickly as possible. Watson stops and stares vacantly into space. And how did you know the message was from Holmes? He demands, but you're already helping him into his coat and handing him his hat. If Holmes wants you in a hurry... Fortunately, Watson quickly hails a cab. Your cousin's chatter is background music that only adds to your excitement. A case, and Holmes apparently wants your help. To your even greater surprise, Inspector Lestrade of Scotland Yard is standing on the street outside the Diogenes Club when the cabbie drops you off. The policeman rebuffs Watson's cheery greeting with a snarl. I might known you'd be popping round, Watson, he snaps. You always do, any time that Mr. Holmes comes around anything the least bit mysterious. What has happened, Lestrade? Watson demands. We know nothing, except that Mr. Holmes ordered us to come here as quickly as possible. Happened? The detective cries, and years of frustration add bitterness to his voice. Cold-blooded murder, like as not, but they... He sighs, tilting a shoulder towards the club. Don't wish the scandal of a police investigation. What? The redemption deadline is January 31st, 2019? Oh, really? See, that should not be allowed. If they give you a code, you should just get the code. Man, that sucks. I mean, that was given to me by Dragonspear. Ah, shoot. Well, I'm sorry about that, Almadden. Were there any of those other games that you were interested in, or just Eponia? I didn't know that. I mean, like I say, Dragonspear gave me those, so I did not know. Where do I enter the code? I have no idea, to be honest with you. I'm not sure, Caro, because I don't actually have an Audible account. But I know I had 25 of those codes, and I gave out a bunch, and people let me know that they had been able to use them. But I do not personally have an Audible account, so I don't know. I'm not sure where you enter the code, but I know that they did. I had someone who just did this about a week ago or so. Flint Hook was the other one, Almadden. Yeah, sorry about that, Almadden. And Caro, I know it does accept it. It's just a matter of where it is. It's hidden? It's hidden. Yeah, I knew that it was weird, they said, but... So, Almadden, do you want that? I'm really sorry about that. It's the only problem with Humble, sometimes they get gifts from folks from Humble Bundle, and the problem is nonsense like that, where all of a sudden they're it's not available anymore. It's ridiculous. If you get a game, you should be able to get the game forever. There should be no redemption deadline.
YouTube music. Watch Coachella wherever
Okay.
you are.
This is really starting to get my goat that we don't. Okay, on we go. All right, so where was I? Yes. Don't wish this. Oh, it's not book specific. It just gives you 1 credit. Okay, either way. That's. I mean, I guess you could then not get the Icarus audiobook. Okay, see you, Anidel. Let's see. Cold-blooded murder, as not. Sure looks like stuff I'll play. Okay, so let's try it. All right, let me get you a Flint Hook, and then I'm going to keep heading on here. All right. So I'm going to... Okay. Let me go back and open that up. Okay. Okay, there's Flint Hook. And if that also doesn't work... Okay, see you, Caro. Have fun with Curse of Strahd. If that doesn't work, then I guess I'm just going to need to contact Dragonspear, because I don't know. He gave me all of these ones that I've given away. So if they're not working, I don't know what to say. They're not coming from me. I'm very grateful, but I don't know... the details about how that works. Okay. On we go. So, let's see. Colonel Philip Sidney Sylvester lies dead in there, struck down suddenly in the bloom of life. It may have been sudden illness, but they seem to think it poison. Oh, that's awesome. That's a good one. That's a good one, Caro. Really good adventure. With the man's reputation, it might well be. But they refuse to let the police look into it, for they will not have the precious silence of their club disturbed by the bustle of a police investigation. And rot them, they have the influence to keep me from my job. But why did Holmes send for us? Watson asked, breaking into the tirade. Holmes sent for you because he refuses to investigate the matter himself, Lestrade shouts, quaking with frustration. It's something to do with some promise he made at the time they elected him to membership. Holmes himself was in the room and is a witness to the death, making him a rather improper choice for investigator. So he sent for your cousin instead. I'd love to be hidden in the walls and watch the great Mr. Sherlock Holmes stand silent while another detective questions and searches. I've had to do the same for him often enough myself. Well, good day and good luck to you, gentlemen. You shall need it with that crowd. When you ring, you are immediately taken to the office of the club's chairman, Sir Andrew St. James. Sherlock Holmes sits in a corner, obviously unhappy at events, though he nods pleasantly enough to you and Watson. Thank you for coming so quickly, Sir Andrew begins. He is a well-dressed man in his 50s, elegant, and speaks with a slight lisp. Oh. We have experienced a tragedy here today. There is talk of foul play. I felt the need to send for an investigator. Both the rules of the club and the nature of a good portion of our membership make it absolutely essential that the matter be considered with the utmost discretion and tact, at least until foul play can be established. You see, we customarily do not speak once we enter the club. It is a refuge of silence. Restraining your glee, you solemnly nod. At times, Watson has hinted that the Diogenes Club is a cover for some of the more secret branches of the government. This could be vitally important to the crown. The facts are these, Sir Andrews continues. Colonel Sylvester... I can't... This lisp is not, yeah. Colonel Sylvester, one of our members, died very suddenly this afternoon. As he was in good health, I'm just thinking of the clergyman from The Princess Bride. Marriage!
Oh, no.
Wav! Twoo wav! There was some reason to suspect foul play. That one works fine. Okay, yay! Okay, cool. Awesome. Thank you, O'Madden. Hopefully you enjoy Flint Hook. Sorry about that. I have kept everyone here who might know anything, so that you might question those gentlemen whom you wish to interview. The body is still in the lounge where he collapsed, if you wish to look at it, although the ambulance attendant stands ready to remove it. I shall do my best, you quickly reply. Can you tell me exactly how he died? I shall try, without employing hearsay, Holmes said, interrupting St. James's reply. Something upset the man, for he drained almost a full glass of brandy at a swig, the sort of brandy he normally would sip and savor. Almost immediately he fell down dead. I regret that I cannot give any more the problem my own attention, he adds. You nod. Inspector Lestrade told us that the club rules prevented you from investigating, you add. Holmes smiles his rare smile. This is not. This has to stop. I need to find a soundtrack that doesn't require me to listen to a whole playlist. Can I get the whole playlist? The whole list in one... No, I don't want endings. I want the soundtrack. Really, you're not going to give me...
We could just pick a different game.
Yeah, because it's like too short, and then it just is constantly doing ads.
I mean, there are a bunch of Sherlock Holmes PC games.
True.
So,
all right, let's do that.
So how about Silver Earring, I think?
Sure. That sounds like a plan. All right.
If there is a complete one, I don't see one. Nope.
All right, let's see other ones. There's 10 hours of the Sherlock Holmes theme song. I don't think that's the that's quite what we're looking at.
Trying to think of like other games with like Victorian themes.
Well, I mean, you know what? At least maybe this one is not going to have. These seem to be longer.
Oh, I know one. Discworld Noir.
Discworld Noir. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if the soundtrack is actually any good, but we'll find out.
Let's find out.
I think that game is too obscure. Rip.
Okay. We are playing Discworld Noir. Here we go. Thief is a good choice
Wait,
too.
you found a soundtrack that's like
Not a
entire
complete one.
video?
No, but it's longer, so at least we won't be getting interrupted every minute and a half. That was the problem with the other one. So I'll take that for now.
Okay.
What's up, Ramir? That's true. That's true, especially because it's all public domain now. Okay, let's see. You nod. Inspector Lestrade told us that the club rules prevented you from investigating, you add. Holmes smiles his rare smile. I wasn't fully truthful with Lestrade, he admits. Tonight I must see a man who knows something of some missing jewels. If Lestrade knew his identity, he would feel bound to interfere and probably delay the recovery of the missing property. That is thus I must leave soon, and there is much that must be done here tonight. That is why I sent for you. Do you wish to ask me any questions? I was in the room when the man died. All right, will you question Sherlock Holmes or not? You can just tell me in chat. Do we question Sherlock Holmes or not, people? Yes, no, maybe so. Do we question our boy Sherlock Holmes or not? Echo says, question him. Do it. And Ten of Clubs says, duh. Rogan says, well, yeah. Who did it? Where's Rachel? Okay. There's also a epic rap battle of history between Sherlock Holmes and Batman, which is pretty good. Okay. It looks like we are going to question Sherlock Holmes. Let's do it. You hesitate to ask the first question, marveling at the enormity of your questioning Sherlock Holmes in a murder investigation. Do you wish to ask Holmes what he saw when... You know what, I'm not even going to ask you that. Obviously, you want to ask him what he saw, for God's sake.
Nah.
I mean, why would you even... Mr. Holmes, you begin, trying to be very formal. You were in the lounge when Colonel Sylvester died. What did you see at the time? Did anyone approach him? Holmes smiled a little. You are relying upon my talents, friend, but I'm afraid they will do you no good. When here at the club, due to the promises I made, I make it a point to see and notice nothing. It is an interesting intellectual exercise to go rigidly against one's ingrained nature and habits. It's also very convenient because it means you have to do the work now. You wonder what Holmes thought of the late Colonel Sylvester. If he were willing to tell you, his opinion would be of great value. There are few better judges of human nature than Mr. Sherlock Holmes. Should we ask Holmes about Sylvester? Should we ask him about Sylvester or not? How can we not? Echo says yes. Anyone else? Do we ask him about Sylvester or not? Yes, no? Anyone else besides Echo? Everyone's like, sounds like a plan. Sounds good. Yep. Sure. Although I actually just looked it up on YouTube. Ask all the things. Yeah, it's true. There we go. Okay, so let's ask him about it. Holmes shakes his head. I did not know Sylvester well and did not wish to know him better. Still, I have some notes on him in my commonplace books at Baker Street, for I thought he might prove to be either a client or a target one day. A mean, shifty man, despite his fine appearance. You wonder whether any of the others in the lounge had a motive to kill Colonel Sylvester or to have him poisoned by someone else. Did any of the others in the lounge have reason to do harm to Colonel Sylvester, you ask? Motive for murder, if murder it was, Holmes mutters. I have seen some people put up with much more and never lift a hand, while others have killed for next to nothing. An imagined slight, a dalliance, whatever. Every man in the room had a motive that might lead him to kill. Of course, this is true of every club in London. With some relief, you thank Holmes for his patience with your efforts. He, too, seems to relax. I must go now that you've finished with me, Holmes says, consulting his watch. Take proper care tonight. Perhaps good fortune will result. One never knows. Come to Baker Street tomorrow morning and tell me what you have found. As you nod, the detective hurries away. Sir Andrew St. James takes you in his charge. We will give you every assistance we can, he begins. I hope you can bring this dreadful matter to a swift and quiet conclusion. If you want to see the actual body, you had better do so now. There are men waiting to take it away already. Otherwise, I shall bring in those who might know something useful. Who are the witnesses, you ask? There are 10, he answers. I regret keeping so many waiting, but the colonel's death was so sudden that it seems very odd. I realize that due to my position, you may wish to ask me a few questions. In addition, yes, you may. In addition to me, there were 6 members of the club in the lounge where the colonel died. You have talked with Mr. Sherlock Holmes already, but his brother Mycroft was present also. Sir Alexander Bathurst Hind, the noted historian, the Honourable Charles Martin, MP, Lord Trent, the merchant and industrialist, and Admiral William Nelson were also in the room. A solicitor, Mr. Henry Hamilton, delivered a note to Colonel Sylvester this afternoon, while Colonel Ian Stewart, Colonel Sylvester's cousin and heir, came to see him. I understand that Colonel Sylvester refused to talk with his cousin. In addition, I have asked Tom Smithson, who was serving the members in a small lounge, remain in case you want to ask him anything. If you see the body or begin interviewing witnesses now... Chris Eubank, that guy, exactly. So, do you want to see the body, chat, or should we begin interviewing witnesses now? So, body or witnesses? Body or witnesses?
Oh, that reminds me of the D&D game I played a few months ago. Well, a month ago or something. Like, basically, I play like a black metal warlock, and he's very, very full of himself and also a complete loser.
Okay.
He is a weirdo who's like edgy for edginess sake.
Okay.
And like basically it's also a murder mystery thing. So like the first session started out with us find like our characters, like we're not in the party yet or anything, but like we all get hired by this one guy to investigate a murder case in the village.
Mm-hmm.
And so because my character needed to kill some time before the other character showed up, so what my character did was to just like play around with the corpse of the person who was murdered.
Oh my god.
It was great, and I really love playing that character.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I like also play around.
Yeah,
okay.
It was basically like at first was just like, yeah, I investigate the corpse, and at some point was just like, yeah, okay, I lift his arm and just let it drop and do that a bunch of times just to see what it sounds like.
Doink.
Yeah, basically.
Well, we're gonna get a chance here. Something similar. So we're gonna see the body. With a word from St. James, a steward leads you into a small lounge. Shelves full of leather-bound books line the walls. Around the room, comfortable chairs flank solid tables. In the corners and near the door, tables stand covered with the latest newspapers and magazines. However, the colonel's body distracts you from further examination of the room. Colonel Sylvester was a large, heavy-set man. He is stretched on his back on the carpet, arms outflung, his head turned to one side so that you can see his distorted face, made more ghastly by the bulging eyes and the mouth frozen into a ghastly grin. You hear Watson draw in his breath in shock. A glass lies by his hand on the carpet, while the other hand clutches an envelope. Check decision 20. Okay. Actually, wait a second. So decision 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 20. Okay. All right. Now we need to pick a number and add our intuition bonus, and this may be the last choice that we make, folks. So of the session today. So I need someone. I think Anydell said that he had to leave. So Snicer, if you're still here, I'd like you to jump on board since I said you were going to be the backup. I need you to roll 2 6-sided dice, please, and then we're going to add our intuition bonus. Our intuition bonus is 2. So we're going to roll 2 6-sided dice, and then I'm going to add 2 to it. Oh, Echo is back. Well, I mean, either one. Doesn't matter to me. Either way. I am happy regardless, whichever. Assuming you're still here, Snicer. Are you? Here? Yes, no, maybe so? Because I need someone to roll these 2 dice. I need someone to roll. D6 2. Okay, so Echo is here, so cool. Okay. So yes, 2 6-sided dice, please, Echo. And we're going to add 2. So 2 6-sided dice, Echo. 3 and 2 is 5. Ah. Okay. Whatever the poison, it killed him quick enough, you mutter. Yes. Yes, indeed, Watson answers, still a little shaken. I am certain that Holmes has a tome describing the poisons which yield such an effect. You look closely at the glass and note that there is a little brandy in the bottom. At your request, Watson hands you a clean jar carried in his medical bag, and you empty the contents of the brandy glass into it. Okay, this will be the last one, so we're going to pick a number and add our observation bonus. Welcome back, Aaron. So you're going to pick a number. So again, 2 6-sided dice, please, Echo. Yeah, poor Echo. From the Sod School of Rolling. Okay, so 2 more 6-sided dice, please. That's more like it. All right, 11. Okay. 11 total. As you raise the glass, you notice that the Colonel's handkerchief, clutched in his right hand, is soaked with some kind of liquid. Curious, you sniff at it, trying to identify it. Okay, sorry, do that one more time. One more time, Echo. What's up, Esther? One more time. 2d6, please. Let's do this quickly. We're going to add our scholarship bonus to this one. So one more time. One more time. One more time. We're going to celebrate. Rolling dice. Oh, yeah. Drum roll, please. Because it is double ones. 12. Wow. All right. All of a sudden, the whole room just becomes ones and zeros. You are the one. Okay. You sniff the handkerchief and realize that it has been soaked in some kind of alcohol. Perhaps the Colonel's brandy? Quickly, you ask Watson for another glass jar and store the handkerchief in it. Check clue K. Okay. So we will check clue K. All right. Do you want to look at the note Colonel Sylvester received this afternoon? Sir Andrew asks, pointing to the victim's left hand. It can hardly matter, I should think, he adds. After all, Colonel Sylvester died before he could read it. Anything might matter, sir, Watson answers and pries the note loose in the stiff fingers. That's odd, he mutters as he passes it to you. You read the address before you react to his comment. The number 13 is written in the corner of the envelope, while its address reads, Colonel A.J. Sylvester, at the Diogenes Club, Fleet Street, London. What's odd, Doctor? You ask. Why that address, Watson answers. We're on Pall Mall, not Fleet Street. Well, it hardly matters, Sir Andrew interrupts. The note was delivered by hand. Now, if you want to talk to my bartender and other staff, I thought appreciate it if you would do so now. Some of the members are growing impatient at the lack of service. Okay, so the game is afoot, and our new save point is going to be number 207. But we actually solved a case and are well into the next one, so that is good. I was curious to see how we were going to do with this, and we made some very good progress. The last time we played this was back in February, so...
Yes.
Okay, April 9th, 2019. There we go. Lovely. All right. So, as we usually do, let us double check and see what we got from the wonderful illustration work today.
So this was a warm-up drawing. just like our girl ready for adventure and stuff.
Ready to talk to people and look
Yeah.
for clues.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And then she's actually doing her work and being, yeah.
I love the expression on the horse, which is just kind of like what? That's really funny. And that is actually how it came across. Everyone was like, what? Until the very end. That's awesome. That's my favorite one, I think.
Then we had the veterinarian.
Yeah, I like it.
who
I love
explained
the bubble
poison
too.
to us.
Yep, I love the bubble. Just like, this is what I know about that. He looks totally like that. I'm just drinking myself into stupor. That's good work, Terry. I like
Thank
that.
you. Like, basically, the thing with this book, as compared to all the other books we did so far, is that there are no action scenes to speak of.
Right, it's a lot more about expressions and things. Yeah.
So
Which is good as a change of pace, you know.
Yes, but like I needed to adjust to that basically
Right.
because that's why I do the speech bubble thing to give it more of like like detective adventure vibe, I guess. You
Yeah.
know, you get news and things.
No,
like,
that's awesome. I dig it.
Yes.
Super
And
cool.
then our first case was solved.
Case solved. We successfully managed to figure out what happened. And so Lady Abigail Esterhazy Smith is very, very happy with her ability and style and all that. That's great
I was
stuff.
like thinking victory pose because, like, you know, video game terms.
Yep. Exactly. The
Posing
credits
for
would
the
be rolling.
camera.
You know, it would be rolling. The credits would be rolling over that.
Yes.
No, that's good stuff. That was great, Terry. Thank you. It's always a pleasure. I'm glad we were able to get back into these. Do not forget to send me an invoice, by the way. Send me an invoice. Don't forget to send me an invoice. Because, of course,
What did you say?
Yeah, exactly. I said, bring me an invoice.
Send me an invoice.
I am so upset at your... So anyway, but yes, so definitely make sure to do that because we do actually pay Terry a little bit for this. You know, clearly not what a professional should be getting as we go through it, but still, you know, I am glad that we are able to pay something, which is thanks to the Patreon. So thank you. And it is redundant, but still always worth saying. You're quite right, Ten. Great work as usual from Terry. Terry, before I let you go and do our little game nomination choice thing, before I head off, can you tell the fine folks where they will see you next?
Well, I'm like not really doing any social media lately because I don't really have anything to put on there due to health reasons. But like, I mean, if you want to like subscribe to me anywhere in case I start posting art things again, that would be Twitter, Instagram, and Pillowfort under the name TariToons. So.
Right, and Pillow Fort is now
And
more up and
stuff.
running, right? It's more up and running.
Excuse me?
And
Oh,
Pillow.
like I haven't actually checked it to Pillowfort.
No.
Like I'm just like so social media exhausted lately.
Yeah.
It's like ever since Tumblr went down, I was just like, why even bother?
That's true, and Patreon. That's true.
Yeah.
She will get back into all these things again.
Yeah.
It will happen.
Like I said, health reasons. I'm on that, but like, it takes time. It's stuff.
We'll get
So-
there. Well, I'm glad you were able to be a part of this, as always, with us. And, of course, you will also see Terry next Tuesday for
Yes.
Adventures of Middle-earth. She'll be back here playing Inga. So, and there's a lot happening in that campaign, God knows. There is some stuff happening, so it's going to be good to see how that all goes down. Terry, always a great pleasure. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I always enjoy these streams. And, chat, can we get some love for Terry as we bid her adieu for the moment? And as chat gives their resounding amounts of love and hearts and all that kind of stuff. Thank you, Terry, so much, and I will talk to you soon.
Yes, thank you for having me. Have a good day, I guess. I'll go take a nap or something. Bye!
Always a pleasure. Bye, Terry. Alrighty. Good stuff. All right, hold on a second. You know who that is. I'm not done quite yet. I still need to actually pop up I need to do that. There we go. Lovely. Cool. All right. So we are going to do now, folks, what we do have to do still, now that I have finished that, I can close that down. We still have to do And Arvbot is ready to go for it. We need to do nominations for the Chat Chosen Game of the Month, and we got to go through this quickly because I'm going to be starting my stream early on GOG. I'm starting at 3:30 instead of 4 because I have to end at 6:30 because I have an appointment that I have to go to at 6:30. So I would like everybody to, now you have a chance. So this is for April's Chat Chosen Game of the Month. And so I will take nominations, 1 per person, please. No more than that. So that makes sense. Yeah, Lamplight City seems like a good possibility. Lamplight City. What other choices? These are nominations, so just 1 per person, please. No more than that. Besides Lamplight City, what other choices do we have for nominations for the Chat Chosen Game of the Month? Let me have other people jump on board. I can play, by the way, the Retron. I can play the Wii U. I can play PS4. I can play Switch. And obviously I can play PC. So, but I do not have Xbox One, and PS3 is, I have one downstairs, but I can't really stream it. So give me other suggestions. You're going to make me want to play a wizardry game? Really? Really? Yeah, how about that one? Eventually, Growlancer 2 is going to win. I like how you didn't even wait nonstop. I like how you immediately were like, or you could play this, a game that you won't try to veto. What? Wait, what? I don't want to, I really don't want to play wizardry. I hate wizardry. The Mind's Eclipse. What is that? Hadnix. Can't stand wizardry. I have not played the Sexy Brutale, nor do I even know what that is. Next month. Maybe I'll make that like a channel stretch goal. That like if we reach, you know, like if the Kickstarter hits like 16,000 or something, I will try. I'm not going to play a lot of it, but I would try that wizardry game. It's an adventure virtual novel. Okay, cool. So do you want to nominate that, Ten of Clubs? I don't know anything about it. Is it okay? I don't know anything about Sexy Brutale. Let me take a look. Oh. Okay, that's cool. I could try that. Yeah, sure. I'll put that in there. Sure. That's fine. Okay, I will take 2 more if anyone has any. I will take 2 more if any. Cultist Simulator. Yeah. Who was I talking to about that? I saw that game. I think it was on GOG. One of my fellow streamers over there was playing that. Yeah. Cultist Simulator. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then one more. I'll take 1 more if anyone is not nominated yet. Was it Dark Saber who did? Yeah. Grim Dawn would be fine. I'm actually playing that right now anyway. So that would be easy. I'd be happy to play that. So that's a good list. No, Banner Saga I'm playing on the Orvocalis this year. I love Banner Saga 1 and I'm playing Banner Saga 2 with them. So no need to put it on here because it's going to get played this month anyway. Okay, that's good. Let us open the poll. So now is your chance, folks. Now the top 3 vote getters are going to end up in the final vote category, which we will have next Tuesday. So now is the time to get these votes in. So yeah, if you want more Banner Saga 2, Esthir, make sure you watch the Orvocalis. Watch for the Orvocalis because we're playing that right now. So get in your votes now. Lamplight City we got to vote for. Growlancer 2. You need a space between the word and the number, Elmadden. Hey, Cat Pig. Good to see you, Cat Pig. All right, again, the top 3 vote getters will end in there. We'll end up there. There we go. Grim Dawn, Sexy Brutale, and Lamplight City. All of these would be fine. All right, last call. Last call. Boy, I am amazed that we reached $10,505, 357 backers. We just had a big surge today. Super great. I'm really excited about it. That's great. That's great. And we haven't even, because it's 11 o'clock, so that it stopped. So we have another 8 hours. So who knows how much farther we could get even just today. That's great. Very, very pleased. Yeah, I actually have played some Grim Dawn though. I don't usually play a lot of ARPGs, Rogan. I played Diablo 1 and I played Diablo 2. But every so often I kind of get in the mood for them. I played a little bit of Torchlight, and I played a little bit of Titan Quest. And so I kind of enjoyed Grim Dawn. I don't love the graphics of it. I don't like the graphic style that much. I kind of prefer the graphic style of Path of Exile, but I don't think I like the gameplay of Path of Exile from what I've seen of it compared to what I like about Grim Dawn. But either way, I have been enjoying the story and parts of that. So, yeah, I've been playing a little bit off stream. So, yeah, I'm digging it. It's cool. It's got some good story moments, and yeah. Okay, so I did the last call, and there we go. Very nice and neat. Very nice and neat. Okay, so can I ask 10 if you would be willing to do this? I don't know if you've been able to link to Next Game to do a straw poll before, but if you could make a straw poll, if you'd be kind enough to do that and then link it to Next Game, that would be cool. And if you don't know how to link it to Next Game, maybe find out from like one of the mods in the Discord channel, but at least make the straw poll first. So the three are Grim Dawn, Lamplight City, and the Sexy Brutale. That's true, Ramir. Oh, you already made it? Oh, wow. Then look at that. So never mind. So it's just, so we don't have to worry about that. So then it's just a matter of, wow, that was speedy. So then all you need to do is link it to Next Game 10 if you would be willing to do that. So just that straw poll. Grim Dawn, Lamplight City, and the Sexy Brutale. Oh, sure, Cat Pig. Yeah. You're allowed to vote. It just means the Patreon just means that that's what we do on the channel because it's at a certain level, but you don't have to do that. There are certain things that only Patreons can do, like they get my Patreon newsletter, like they can inspire players and stuff like that. You have to support the Patreon for that, but you're always allowed to vote, sure. Okay. Lamplight City, Grim Dawn, and the Sexy Brutale. All right, cool. Good. Well, I am looking forward to seeing how that all comes out. Okay. And now I've got to go and get ready because at the bottom of the hour, I'm going to be starting up with Pen and Pixels, and I'm going to be playing from 3:30 to 6:30 with hopefully today should be the epic conclusion of Thronebreaker. Again, just as a quick reminder for those who were late or came in a little bit later on, I will be streaming on my channel after that on Friday. I will be streaming Sorcery, not Esper Genesis. That's gotten shifted to the following Friday. So I'll be streaming Sorcery on Friday and D&D with Infinity and Beyond on Saturday. And Friday will be a week away from the close of the Forbidden Library Kickstarter. So I'm really hoping we make some serious progress so that we're really pushing for some serious stretch goals as we go into that last week starting on Friday. Also, Friday is my 7-year streamiversary on Twitch. So hopefully we can have some fun and hang out and talk about, maybe we'll look at some old highlight videos and stuff like that from the old ancient days of ARV. But anyway, it's good times. No, Clay That Woke is not confirmed. I deleted it from the schedule. It's not confirmed. I just have not been able to connect with Johnny about stuff, so I didn't. So I have not been able to connect with him about it. So until I get something more locked in, I don't want to keep scheduling it and then having to cancel it. So right now it's off until such time as I know that we have a cast in place and are ready to go. So. But Emberwind, actually, now that I think of it, I think Emberwind is this Thursday, I believe. So actually, Emberwind, thank you for reminding me about that, Echo. So we will have Emberwind this Thursday, of course, with John Helfer's GMing. I forgot about that. Of course, Brahms plays in that, as does Saad, as does Marie, as does Jennifer Brozek. And so that's this Thursday. So yes, Thursday for Emberwind. But next week, no Clay That Woke again until I hear different. So, but that's going to do it for me for right now. I'm going to rise on out and head out here. Thank you to all of those who supported today. Don't forget about following the channel, checking out the YouTube with !ArvTube, the Discord with !ArvCord, the Twitter with !ArvTweets. Don't forget to check the website, arvaneleron.com. Check my shop, our !Arv shop for Infinity and Beyond merchandise. You'll see Infinity and Beyond coming up on Saturday. And don't forget, of course, to check out the Patreon, !Arv right there, sitting at $333.96. Cool stuff you can get for yourself and for the channel. And of course, that sub button. We had a couple people resub and upsub today. So please make sure to continue to do that. That really does make a difference. Thank you, right above this video window. And last but certainly not least, right now, that, which is the Forbidden Library Kickstarter, currently sitting right under $500. So we're at $10,490. So please consider jumping on board because that would be awesome. I'm really excited about that project and about stuff coming up during the rest of the year. Thank you especially to TariToons for her awesome cartooning today, and thank you all for being wonderful, lovely people. My thanks to 10 of Clubs, of course, best mods in the business. Thank you also to 10 for her support of the Patreon, which is really appreciated. Thank you to Echo Alpha, to Nonstop, to Brahms, to Snicer, and to Uncle Elias for their subs. I really appreciate that. Thank you to Esther, Almadden, Bananaman, Catpick, Commander Root, Critical Move, Critical Varieties, EA, ECAG, Electrical Longboard, Elswin, Arenth, Firesnake Aries, Gorgar, Hatnix, Jagtris, Junebee, Moobot, Mr. Mano, Nordwolf, Polizei, Positivity Bot, PKD Fan, Poltergeist Zero, Quapmo, Ramier, S1 Faka, Skagit, Stay Hydrated Bot for always keeping me hydrated. Tade, Tobik, U Christensen, VNK, Valerian Gamer, Virgo Praz, and X Rogan. Thank you all so much. You're all lovely people. And I will see all of you wonderful people in a little over 15 minutes at the bottom of the hour for episode, I think, 170 of Pen and Pixels and the epic conclusion at long last of Thronebreaker. Otherwise, I'll see you back here for Emberwind Thursday on this channel, and then Friday back with me for Sorcery. Thanks, everyone. Much love, and I will see all of you wonderful people soon. Until then, be good to each other. Bye-bye for now.
Well, do you remember when the world was fresh and new? When it all seemed clear to you? When your aim was straight and true? Well, your mind untroubled by the questions in the dark, content to play your part, open pathways to your heart. Well, your life untainted by a host of broken dreams. When all your acts were queens, understood all that it means. Could you have understood the way your life was bound? Did you ever wonder how you got from there to now? Oh, yes, you're gonna fly away from here, where the sky grows more clear, and your problems disappear, drift away down below. Watch them go down to your friends, where the trouble never ends, and there's always just one more day left to go. Go on and search now through your pile of broken lies and your set of fake goodbyes, another cynical disguise. When will they catch you? All those little things you said, will it turn around instead? Blame the voices in your head. With all your subtle language, try and turn your life around. If your center gets unwound, you do your best to slow things down. And if you feel things that you never felt before, things station when you got to